What's up, guys? I'm going to start bringing guys in. How is everyone? So I'm in Philippines at the moment. I actually have a little bit of a hangover. So, you know what's best for a hangover? Getting straight back on it with a little bit of a light beer. How's everyone going? What's you guys up to? I like that photo from Andrew. Snake eating its own tail as often as the case with us, right? We're both the cause and the solution of the problems in our own lives, which is interesting. What's happening, guys? How is everyone? How's everyone been? What's everyone think of the new format? I think that it's good to be able to come on and see what it is that see you guys. It's a nice for it. I like the last one. There were some very good questions and things that guys were working on, and it's good to see what it is that people joined for, right? Like, what do you need help on, or what are you focused on, or what's interesting to you? Everyone's here for different things. I find some business investing mindset, they just want to hang out. Some people want to learn dating, but it's just different. Everyone has a different thing that they're struggling with or that they're focused on. You know, some people don't give a shit about investing, some don't give a shit about the market. Some are already good at that. But being good at everything is it's a fucking life mission, right? So that's what essentially it's about here, which is good. And good to see you guys. It's good to see us. Anyone want to jump in? Good to see you. So Coma, you jump in. I'll unmute you. How's it going? Good to see you, man. Wait, I got to, yeah, there you go. How you going?
Not bad, Stephen. And yourself?
Yeah, good, man. Where you from? Ireland or something?
Uh, yeah, originally from Ireland.
Oh,
I do be
nice.
on
Cool.
the Telegram group all the
Oh,
time.
yeah. Very cool, man. It's good to see you. Good to see the Irish.
Thanks. It's just a quick question.
Yeah.
It's a very general, broad
Yeah,
question,
no, I
so you might
understand.
not be able to answer. So
Yeah.
I'm currently going through a situation in work,
Yeah.
disciplinary in work,
Okay, I understand.
and I'm feeling a bit misunderstood.
Yep.
So essentially, it's a bit of a serious allegation.
Yeah.
So how do I come across to the panel or the
Is it to do with
chair?
women? Is it something to do with a woman or is it to do with
No,
men? Okay.
no, no, it's not
Yeah.
that bad. It's
Yeah.
basically something
But
to
women
do
could be
with
anything, right? It could just be you said the wrong remark and someone took it poorly. So that's one thing. At least it's nothing to do with the
yeah.
dick is one thing. But is it more reputational or is it more like a chance that to be fired? What's the worst outcome? Is it loss of finances? Is it loss of reputation? Is it kind of a mix of the two?
Yeah, a little bit of mix of the two. So for me personally, it's more about how to position
Yeah.
myself in the actual meeting itself.
Yeah.
Because if I come across overly defensive,
Yeah.
that can say, "Oh, are you hiding something
Yeah.
here?" But if I come across as pure honesty,
Okay.
ownership, intent,
Yeah.
then you're going to come across as, "Well, this guy's misleading." It's having a bit mixture of
Yeah.
both.
How serious is it any potential criminal allegations that could come about at the end of it? If there are criminal,
Uh,
even if it's like a 1% chance, you shouldn't be open with it at all because you don't know how they can misconstrue it, right? You come in with, I'll just lay all my cards down, and then they could turn around
mhm.
and be like, yeah, let's actually make an example out of this, or let's make it much worse. I think if there's even ever, it's like anything talking to the police, even if you've done nothing wrong, you shouldn't really be
Mhm.
sitting in an interview
Oh,
room and talking that you gain nothing, right? And you don't know what it is that later on they could decide, okay, let's pursue him for something. Or they keep that and then later on be like, this is a pattern. Now there's a secondary complaint, a year later, and we have all of this evidence from this complaint. Now let's carry it forward and actually go after it. You're very in a lot of those like even like HR stuff coming in, you gain very little from not to deceive or lie, but playing it honest. Like in life, a lot of that when you're an honest guy, you're like, oh, I'll just lay all my cards down. I have nothing to hide here. And then you find out later that often that's the wrong decision. It's just unfortunate because you go through the grinder, you go through the admin,
you do. You do. It's a bit like women.
and then that's it. It is a feminine, but it's often a feminine field. Like HR is
Yeah.
kind of a field. They're not all, but there's a lot of women involved in that as well. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
there can be a lot of people who this is a big deal to them. It can be a small deal in the actual scheme of things, but to them, they're like, I'm gonna really make an example out of this, so we're gonna pursue this. So in general, I think that you only ever want to protect yourself at work.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. You don't want to be a good guy because often the good guys, I'm just trying to be fair. I'm trying to be this. They get squashed. Squash,
Mhm.
just grind it in the mincer. Like you get, like you say, the admin grinder. You go through HR, then you don't know, right? Like, I mean, the person who will be dealing with it, looking over it, won't know you. It starts out with your management, and then eventually it goes higher if they choose to, and likely it generally does, right? And then you
Mhm.
don't know, like it could just be. Someone pursues it, maybe they think it's a big deal, maybe they want to look into it. It's hard to say what knowing not what it is, but if there's any chance that it could be criminal, even in like the smallest bit, any finances are missing if they're accusing you of something with money that potentially at a later point they could be like, actually, yeah, we might actually lodge this to the police. And then the police are like, yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Let's investigate. Or you write something online or you've done something where later on they're like, actually, let's investigate this guy. We've got a bunch of bullshit now, but let's actually like action it. And then you can get convicted. Maybe it's not a serious crime, but it's not nice to
Hmm.
get a bullshit conviction that you probably like just you went in and gave them all of this evidence against yourself. You gain nothing. Like I always thought in the past too, the same. You're like, I wasn't when I would be in the army, in trouble in the army. I would be like, oh well, I'm in trouble, so I might as well just tell the truth of all the things that happen. And then also other people bullshit. So you've come in and said the truth. Other people have like damage controlled on themselves, and now they're like, okay, let's. He's 100% at fault here, and he's sinister. Like this is intentional. Let's smash him because everyone else has like kind of left you out to dry. So I think you really gain nothing. You don't want to
Hmm.
deceive, but also like if it really comes to it, I mean like you really just have to look after yourself. You know,
All the time.
would you lie to stay out of prison? Probably. It's
Of course.
like it's life, right? Because everyone else
Hmm.
will. You know, everyone else will be doing the same thing. And a lot of the others, you know, you have leadership and a boss, and maybe it was also their fault. Maybe their training wasn't adequate. Maybe you didn't have clear instruction. But that won't be the case later. They'll be like, you acted outside of the instructions and you fucked up. And they can
Well,
frame
that's
it.
the part of the issue.
Yeah.
There wasn't clear
Yeah, that's
it
right.
wasn't clear trading,
Yeah.
and
But
so
also,
now they're
yeah.
trying to pull you under the bus.
Yeah, that's right. That's going to be what it is. I think that you just defend yourself, and if there's any element or any chances that it can go criminal, you really don't want to say anything. And then at some point, you probably just want to get a lawyer. If there's a
Hmm.
chance that it can go like, you know, any sort of charges where something could be more on the serious side, specifically if money is missing or they're accused of doing something, it can be a small thing, but they can still fuck you over for it. So I think that being the good guy, and you like to think, oh, I just want to be honest, I have nothing to hide, but often all the statements that they put in, they get you to sign a bunch of shit. You know, can you come in and we're going to record this interview and we're going to do this and do that. And you could have a bad day. You might say the wrong thing. You might just be completely open and honest and be like, yeah, it's true. I did make a big mistake. And, you know, I didn't mean to do this. And this is a complete admission of guilt then. And then everyone else is like, see, it wasn't the training. It was him. It was him. And then
Yeah.
now it's just completely you, right? Because I mean, there's still like it's levels to it. If you weren't trained correctly, it's like anything. I mean, if you go do a surgery that you're not correctly trained for, and they put you in to do it, and then the guy has a bad outcome, is it really
Hmm.
your fault, right? You did the best that you could with what information that you had. You should have been stopped along the way. Same thing. Like if you're doing a transaction and you mess it up, but you haven't really been trained correctly and it goes to the wrong place. I mean, it's the training, right? Like you're only as good as the training you have. That's why you have like structure, like leadership.
Hmm.
The leader
Hmm.
has fault, right? Did you train this like guy? Like how has this outcome even happen? That's why they have like HR training as well, because they have to, right? If someone's bullying someone at work and then they turn around and they're like, but no one told me like that, I couldn't just tell people to get fucked. Well, that's true. That's why they have HR training and they have training for everything so that they can sign you off and turn around and be like, you knew the rules, you knew the workplace rules, you know all of the stuff. And if they haven't done that, that's still their fault, right? So it's in like an extenuating circumstance or whatever it is it says, which also lowers the like the damage, right? Because it's not I knew and I still did it. It's I didn't know and something bad happened, sure, but I mean, you guys didn't train me correctly. But you also don't want to say that either. But you would lean more towards that. Like if it comes up in HR or anything, I would be leaning towards like I wasn't trained for this. Like I don't think that I did anything wrong. But you know, I'm only acting within my training. You know, I'm still might be in a junior position, like this much responsibility and things. How's it all going to fall on me? You know, I have a boss, I have this, and if your boss isn't sitting in the meetings or really helping you or anything like that, I would be cautious of all of that. Like anything, like you're in a field, your boss or management should be coming in with you. They should be talking to you. If they're not talking to you, too, I'd be very cautious. If you're like they're not standing behind you at all, I would be careful because they don't want to be associated with it because they're probably trying to throw you under the bus, right? And
Absolutely.
the way they throw you under the bus starts small and then it can escalate, right? The way they're like, well, you're under investigation. Then they're like, you're getting fired. Then you get fired. Then the police come around and they're like, actually, you've been charged as well. Because you don't know, right? Like money could be missing or something could happen where later they can be like, this was like intentional. I've seen it before, like people who have done mistakes that are wrong, and then they can turn around and be like, you know, they can state saying is fraud or like, theft or some sinister thing that they've done. You can hire a cashier or something, and if you haven't really trained them on like how to work the tills and things like that, and they mess up a transaction, they sell like
Hmm.
a computer for like $100 because you never really trained them. And now you turn around and you're like, actually, five computers just got sold for like $100 a piece. But I didn't train this person like how to work the till or anything. You can't run to the police and be like, yeah, they committed this crime. But they still will. Like they still do that. But with anything with that stuff, you just have to protect yourself and know that
Hmm.
everyone around you will be covering their own ass completely.
Hmm.
And someone's going to get fucked. Like this generally how it works. So the best thing is just muddying the water. Like
Hmm.
I don't accept at all what's accused there, but also I'm not going to add my own statement because I don't think that I have to. And I also worry that I'm not protected here. Like, is there like a lawyer? Like, what am I meant to be providing my own? Like, who's looking after me here? I'm a junior person. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, this is a whole company against me. It's a mismanage of power. And then also, you don't want to be signing any statements. If you haven't already, you don't want to do it now because they're
No, I
signing
haven't.
any statements, any HR, any recorded conversations, any text messages, anything written down, any admissions of guilt, that all will all come back and bite you on the ass. No tax. Writing down is the worst. Like any text where you're like, yeah, true, I fucked up and I did all this stuff. That can be bad. But any like statements, because they take it to the police if they want later, if it's one of those things. And the police are like, oh, yeah, they've done all the work. Great. Like now we'll do it because they've already done the interviews. It's all recorded. They've done all the shit. Now we have like a pretty easy case it. But if it's complex where they're like, it's he said, she said, it's this, it's that, they're like, this is going to be like a lot of work. And it's probably not for a big outcome, right? So that's the way that I
Hmm.
always do things with the police, even if there's a small chance of them to come out. It doesn't mean that I have anything to hide, but I shouldn't be, I shouldn't be fucking myself over because you don't know their intentions, right? You don't know what
Absolutely.
they're talking about in the back end. Like they only come to you on the front end. They're like, yeah, it's not that big a deal. It'll be okay. Just put a statement in so we know what happened and all of this. We'll just keep it in our records. Like, yeah, probably been not much more. And then like a month after you do the statement, they're like, actually, they've escalated it. There's more problems. Hey, man. You just want to cover your ass,
Hmm.
and also not saying lie or anything like that, but cover your ass completely, and don't lie in writing, but also just say like, I mean, it's not a lie, it's the truth. Was I trained for this specific job? I don't think that I did anything wrong, but I don't like where this is going. I don't like the look of this. I mean, it seems like I might be getting fucked over here. Who's on my side? And if there's no one, because again, your manager should be there, your boss should be there. You should have someone from legal like legal
Hmm.
should be on your side. It's not like they're completely against you. But I would just again just cover your ass, damage control. Understand the corporations and things like that. The worst thing that they can do is fire you. It's actually not the worst outcome. The worst outcome is that they fire you and then decide that they want to do something more, fine you or some other crap. Thanks, babe. For being fired is not the worst outcome. I mean, it's possible that that can be the outcome because that'll be the same anyway. Like you'll get fired and then
Yeah,
something else will happen. But if they get,
absolutely.
because they'll also now you have to deal with the bullshit because they'll be like, they'll know that you know the game. Like
Yes.
you're not playing along. They'll be like, now he's a problem. Like
Yes, yes, but that's the problem.
he's not just agreeing with us. So now he's a
No.
problem. Like he's a problem employee. We need the guy who will like fall on the sword. Thanks, brother. So you might lose your job, right? It's unfortunate, but it's better to
Yeah.
lose your job on your terms. Like later on, they're like, oh well, if you're not going to, I don't even think that they can do that. Like legally, I don't think they can be like, if you don't provide a statement, we're going to fire you. But they can make it uncomfortable after that. We need to do a performance assessment. We got to do performance reviews. We got to do a bunch of shit. You know why it's for. They're trying to bully you or pressure you into providing a statement or providing, going along with their crap. They do the tricks, right? We make it uncomfortable now. You're on the shitty shifts. They're difficult. They're prickly. They're being short. You're not a team player. We have to reassess your situation. We need to do more like we need more oversight of you just to make it uncomfortable so that you sign statements and kind of go along with the crap that they're saying. But you don't want to because I mean it can get
No, no. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not going along with it. I'm being a pain in the arse.
yeah. No, we have to. You're
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
employee.
Because
It's not your business. It's not your fucking business. I mean, it's not like you have to look after yourself. All employees, the biggest psyop people get told is like, because I have staff, and the staff get told like that this is their business. It's not.
it's not.
They need to look after themselves. Like, really, I mean, your boss is cool and all of that, but if they can replace you, they will. Like they will. Like if someone does your same job for half the price, it doesn't matter if the boss thinks that you're a great guy. Most of them will fire them because it's their profits are most important.
That's why you have to have your own business.
Yeah, and you have to have your own back, right? And as an
Mhm.
employee can be fine, it can be great, but you just always know that you're there and you're using them as they're using you. I'm using their employee like their wages and things and learning because I want to do, I want to eventually become the boss or I want to just rise and eventually have my own gig. Maybe 5 years, 10 years from now, I'm going to sit and learn. And I know I'm being paid a wage of this and my work. If he's paying me $1,000 a week, then he's making 2 or 3K a week on my labor, right? He's not just hiring me for no reason. So, but then eventually you can be the one where you make the 2 or 3K, but it's just you're using him and he's using you. It doesn't mean that you need to use each other because you need a job and he needs stuff. So it's not he takes more risk that if the business blows up tomorrow, you're fired, but he's bankrupt. So and he has the reputational loss. It's the same thing. You hire staff, and if they do something wrong, like I don't know, you hire staff and they embezzle $1 million out of your business and the whole business fails, then you're fucked. And the staff member can just run off. Like it's really hard to those sort of financial crimes, like they're really hard to get really much out of, and they take a very long time to sort out. The embezzlements, frauds. People don't get a lot of time, and they can really kill the business. And they're complicated to get solved, right? But don't ever sit there and be like, oh, I should sacrifice myself for my company and all that crap and fall on the sword and shit like that. Different in the military or something, maybe, because it's more like, they can still do a lot of shit. Like the military can put you in jail if they want, but they kind of own you when you're in there. But you're an employee. You haven't signed on that you're going to stay with them for 5 years or all of that crap. And they don't look after you. The military are good because they look after you, right? They feed you, clothe you, get you accommodation like that. That's pretty good, right? They're not going to see you on the street. Whereas your boss, he could just see you on the street. It doesn't make a difference. Have all cover yourself. But it'll be good. Come back or if you want to message me anytime and let me know more of the particulars, I can give you more of an input. But just generally, have your own back on it, and don't feel
Cheers.
upset or bad or like, don't let them gaslight you or treat you bad and try and guilt you or like, come on, man, like, aren't you a man? Like, what's your word? Like, where's your honor? Where's your this? Don't let them do all
No,
those
no.
tricks because they're going to fuck you over in a heartbeat. And it's not the one you talked to in the beginning. Eventually, you sign the statements, or you agree, or you do say something, and then it escalates. And then you're not even dealing with the people that originally started. You're just like the problem in the thing, and you're just dealing with like legal or something like that. But yeah, that's a
Thanks.
good one, bro. Oh, good, man. And text me or send me a message at any time to
Where is the best to get?
Stephen Ronald Bell or message me. Do you have Instagram?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, message me on Instagram.
Okay. Cool.
Stephen Ronald Bell.
Awesome.
And always go keep it private. I don't need to know the particulars. I
Hey,
am
can you help
LD.
me?
What's going on? Good
Can
to see you, man.
can
What are
you
you?
help me lose my virginity?
Yeah. What's happening, bro? How you going? We had a
I
big
just want to say
night.
hi.
We ended up fucking went with Ryan as well, and we had a
Oh
big
man.
night in the Philippines. It ended up being big. I don't know
Mhm.
how it was so big in here.
I just wanted to say hi, buddy. That's all.
Yeah, good to see you, man. How you going? How's things? How's the hangover? Do you have one?
Yeah, I'm eating a salad to like stay alive.
Oh, nice. I got fruit, bro.
Yeah, I just
Hangover.
want to say hi. That's all. I don't want to. I want to mess your thing up.
No, brilliant, man. Good to see you, bro.
Yes, good times, guys. Steven's a great guy.
Oh, thanks, man. We'll talk to you soon. Keep pumping the content out. You're doing very well. But jump in, Daz. What are you here for? Good to see you.
I just want to say, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, jump in.
Yeah, man. How's it going, man? I
Yeah,
just want
good.
to say, and good to see you on the live.
Yeah, good to see
And
you, man.
I like your videos, man. I like the message you put out.
Thanks,
Me and
bro.
my brother, we tune in often, and the message you give us, and to a lot of other dudes, it
Yeah.
resonates strongly.
No,
I feel there's a lot of truth in what you're saying.
no,
So I
cheers.
just came to tune in and hear what the boys are saying, hear what your opinions are on things, and
No, I appreciate it, man. How you
so
going? Where you from?
well, I grew up in England, but I'm living
Oh,
in
okay.
Scotland at the moment.
Oh, yeah, nice. Very cool.
Yeah, and I live by the seaside.
Okay,
Got my
nice.
little apartment there.
Kind of like Highlander. I don't know if you've seen that, the
Uh,
old movie.
yeah, a bit more, a bit more. I've
Okay.
traveled these lands. I decided on Scotland overall as a
Yeah.
place to kind of settle down and have my roots
Okay.
because
Like it.
the situation in England is very turbulent right now. It's
Yeah.
political. It's so convoluted and messed up down there. I thought actually 6 years ago I made a decision. You know what? It would be a better life up here
Yeah.
overall.
Do you think there'll be a
Yeah,
war? Do you think there'll be a war in England? Like maybe not like a civil war, but some sort of breakdown of the maybe society in the next few years there?
that's a good point, Stephen. To be honest with you, man, yeah, I do think there's going to be some kind of degradation. Something's going to break down. It's going to reach some kind of boiling point.
Like
You know,
violent,
somewhere later
right?
down.
Like because the English are
Yeah, I mean,
like in history, the English are fucking violent. They take a lot of shit, but
bloodthirsty.
when
Yeah,
they snap and like Irish. Irish take a lot of shit
yeah.
too, but eventually they snap and they're fucking crazy, right?
And they got the guns.
Yeah.
But difference in England is you know, you look at the current tangent that they're off moving towards, and you just got a picture, you know, where they're going in the next 10 to 15 years with that tangent, and it leads to, from what I can see at least, it leads to kind of some kind of chaos.
Yeah,
You know,
I think it's true too. I don't think that maybe it's controversial to say because some people don't like it, but I don't think it's safe for white people in England in like, the decades to come. And I know it's controversial to say that because people look in and they're like, oh, really? It's not a race thing. It kind of becomes that way, in the
mm,
decades to come. I think that it's not safe for English, right? Like it can be a real,
yeah, I mean, it's getting to a situation where you know, I mean, I've got friends of all different colors and creeds, man. And the thing is, it's, you know, when you're a minority in your own in your own
yeah, that's what I
town,
mean. Yeah.
it is jarring, man. You know what I mean?
And you're the only minority who doesn't really have a board. Like you don't have like a board, you know what I mean? Like there's no one sitting there who's like, oh, I'm for like, Caucasian English. You don't have a board. Like
Mhm.
you have like, even the
And also,
government's not really board.
you got, you know, as well, you know, it's a place of polarity, really. You
Mm.
got these extremes everywhere, you know, and it's pulling people, you know, towards this side or that side. And,
Yeah.
you know, and in doing so and having these polarities, it creates kind of momentum, a movement.
Yeah.
And I got tired of being in the mix, man. And
Yeah.
as well, for me personally, it's just, I think it's a bit of a polluted shithole, to be
Yeah.
fair, you
Yeah,
know.
it's true. And it's really deteriorated, right? It's not that safe. I think there's a lot of
So
violent
overall,
crime there.
yeah, man. So overall, you know, my brother was staying in Scotland for a while. He moved here before me, and I thought, you know what? He convinced me to join him here. And
Yeah.
now I live in the same town.
And you're
It's
happy
just
with
5 minutes
it?
up the road. Ah, man.
Yeah, nice. You work online
Big
or?
time. Well, what I do is, I don't know if you remember one time, but I asked you a
Yeah.
question in one of your lives.
Yeah.
I'm an apprentice. I'm an apprentice
Okay. Nice.
fabricator and welder.
Okay, nice. And you enjoy it? Welding is important, right? Even in going
Yeah,
forward, I
man.
think automation and that it'll take a long time to replace a good welder. Like it's not easy.
Yeah, it's technical, man. I like it, and
Yeah.
it's working with my hands, you know.
Yeah. It's nice. And pay is good, right? You can go further and further and be more of an expert. And I think the pay is quite good, right?
Yeah, there are opportunities as well. I mean, it allows me that kind of mobility to work elsewhere in the world, you know, being fully coded and that, you know.
Yeah, because you can go anywhere, right? They have even you can go out to the oil rigs, you can go out really anywhere, remote, completely remote. I mean, you can travel the world. I think you're a welder, it's the same everywhere, right? Being able to
It's
join stuff.
exciting, you know. To be honest with you, Stephen, it's a good foundation, I think,
Yeah.
as a skilled trade, as a means
Yeah.
of income,
Yeah, I think
instead of being in the cesspool of minimum wage shit, you know.
yeah, and also being like in an online service where you don't really have a moat, right? Like you don't really have a skill. I'm in sales, but you could be replaced. You're still always fishing that you're in a. I don't think that it's like a real backup skill. Whereas something like that, your hands, you're a welder. It's still in demand. It'll be in demand for the decades to come, I would imagine. So it's very good, man.
Yeah,
It's really cool. It's very smart. I don't know how long the apprenticeship is, though. It's what, like 4 or 5 years? It's quite long, right?
yeah, 4 years, and then, you know,
Oh,
I'd say there's an obligatory year at the end of it,
yeah.
just to settle down and get it on your CV kind of deal, you know.
Pay your dues, right? You train
Yeah,
you, and then they're like, now we want to at least get like a year out
yeah,
here. We've worked there to keep
yeah.
that. But I think it's good. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's really good to be able to be good with your hands, and it probably is good for your mind too. There's this complex, like you see them joining pieces together and things. It's difficult. I mean, I can't do it. I did it in jail. I tried the welding, and I was just blowing out the metal. It was a lot harder than I expected. I thought that it was
Yeah,
easy.
yeah,
Like I looked at it, and I'm like, oh yeah, just like spack welding or just something like really rough. I'm like just joining two pieces
yeah.
of metal together. That looks really easy. But then you blow the metal out because it's too hot. It's actually
Yeah, I mean,
really,
essentially,
really
you
complex.
create a short circuit on purpose, and there's an art form to it. And
Yeah.
it's like you said a while ago. I heard you. I remember you answered my question a while ago. You said, "Well, it's going to be a long fucking time until they actually replace that
I think
with
so.
automation and AI and stuff." Because if you've seen the hands they have now, they're shit. The
Yeah,
robots
they
they have
are, right?
now.
And then, like you say,
Yeah,
it's like a fine touch. It's like almost like an art form, right? Like being able to join the
yeah,
metal, how they do it. It's like, because it has to be a certain heat, but then some of it's like really small parts and not blowing through it where you just burn a hole in it or damage it or
yeah.
do something. But
I
it's,
think to be honest with you, Stephen, that's true, man. And I think to be honest with you, the same can be said about a lot of technical trades and a
yeah.
lot of STEM stuff.
I
You
think
know.
it's true. I think it's true too. I even like they say like robotics and things for surgery. I think certain people won't want to go down that route for quite a long time. They'll still want to be this surgeon, that guy, this guy. I think that'll be for a long time. And then like plumbers, welders, electricians, like auto electricians, fabricators. Maybe fabricated might be a bit easier, but like like motor mechanic, certain fields I think will stay for a long time because, like you say, the hands tooling with the robotics is shit. Certain fields won't want to do it. Like it's risky with welding because people can die. Like if they mess the parts up and
Yeah.
buildings can collapse, like the whole oil rig collapses because it wasn't done correctly. Like that'll be a really long time. People are
Yeah,
mobile. Like you can just fly a team of you to an oil rig, get on a helicopter, fix all the shit, and then go versus having to what they're going to have to bring like robot. That'll be a really long time, I would assume. I think what's more likely is the technology like around the steel and things will just be more like kits, kind of like coming out of China and things where they try to bring more kit, like more easily joined together and it's a different material.
flat.
Over time. Simpler, like kind of like Lego, like more of that sort
Yeah,
of approach.
you know.
Yeah, I
I
think that.
mean, you're using rivets and lightweight
Yeah.
metals, and there's ways they try and navigate around it. But at the end of the day, you're going to need people to get in there, and
Yeah.
like any trade, really, you're going to need a squad of boys to get in there and fix it if
Yeah.
it's broken. And
And it's
the
old
lights are
shit.
becoming,
Yeah. And some of the
yeah,
shit's really old, right? Like they've been standing for decades. So they don't want to destroy that whole like building. They'd rather just be like, oh, well, we call you in to repair it. We don't want to have to do it again.
yeah.
No, it's
So
good, man.
that's what I'm doing at the moment, dude.
Brilliant, man.
4-year apprenticeship, 3 years remaining. Man,
Yeah.
it's what a
Well,
journey.
well done though, man. It's something. I mean, it's not easy. Like being an apprentice is not easy, I would assume. I mean, I've never been it, but I've known a lot of people. In Australia, apprenticeships are really big, right? But it's kind of like the
Yeah,
army's 4 years. You go in, you're a shit kicker. You know that you're like new guy there. There's senior soldiers and things, and they're just like, this guy doesn't know anything. So it's humbling.
yeah,
But then you know you gauge your own process because you're like, I didn't know shit. And now you see the first year coming in, like you're like, oh. I was now in the second year, and now
yeah,
I remember what it's like to be the first year. Like this guy doesn't know
yeah,
shit. It's just the case for it, right? And
yeah.
now I know
You
something.
know,
But it's good. It's a
trying to
good,
help the guy
yeah.
out. Yeah,
And that's how you become the boss, right? Because you see it on all of the steps. Like then later you can train other guys because you're like, actually, I know what it's like to be the beginner.
yeah, exactly that, man. Hey,
Yeah.
with that journey comes perspective.
Yeah.
And you can kind of show them where, hey, I messed up there, but
Yeah.
this is how you can fix it.
You've lived it.
Everyone has their way.
Yeah, you've lived it. And some people are better at things than others. Like some guy probably comes in even the first year, like, oh, he's quite good. Others on a second year, they're not that good, but they can be good at other things. They might be good with people, or they might be good at giving directions or explaining the process, but they might not be very good welders themselves. Like coaching, right? Like a boxing coach. He could coach
Yeah,
Mayweather, but Mayweather would kill him in the boxing ring. It's just everyone's good at different things.
come on.
But good to hear
But
from
yeah,
you.
man, I just wanted to say hi to you.
Good to hear from you, man. I'm proud of you. You're doing very well, man. You're doing very well, and I hope that you stay focused and keep on it. And I'm sure that the years will eventually. It probably seems like they go slowly, and then suddenly you'll be like, "Oh fuck, I'm in my fourth year. I can't believe it." And you should make a video of it or something because other people look to it. I mean, a lot of guys ask about apprenticeships. They ask me. They think that apprenticeship, should I bother? Should I do one? And I say that they should, right?
Yeah,
So it's good for
I
guys.
would say there's a reward, man.
No,
I
good to
would say
learn.
there's great reward.
Yeah, it's important. Keep in touch, man. I'll talk to you soon. Good to see you, bro. Thanks.
Thanks, man.
Good to see you, bro. Any more questions, lads? That was a good one.
Hey, Stephen. Can
Hey,
you
what's
hear
going
me?
on? Yeah, jump in. How you going?
Hey, doing well. Yeah, pleasure to be here. I just want to say before I start, all the content you've been uploading recently, like dating and relationships, it's been real good, real valuable.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. How you going?
Yeah, so I was just listening to the Telegram note that you just put up, and I was like how you're talking about, the bait that you put out,
Yeah.
depending on the type of girl that you want.
Right.
And so like the bait that you want for like a trad wife,
Yeah.
like what would that kind of like look like to you? Like, what do you think?
I lay out, there has to be a certain thing, like on Instagram itself, like when you have the 3 pin messages at the top, they have to stay within the framework, which is what I have of the 6 Fs, freedom, finances. I think faith can be up there if you want to signal for a traditional wife. Whether you're religious or not, I think that it helps that you're looking to something higher because then it signals morality. Like it signals that you're going to have some sort of moral compass. I have a conscience, things like that I think are important. But yeah, that's the bait, right? So the bait at the top is that I have a plan for a family. I want more structure. Like traditional women notoriously are going to like men with structure, like a structure, like roots. Family is important to me. My mom and dad, maybe you have a shit family like some do. They don't even see their parents. And that's their motivation is that a good family has to start with me. And that's tough. Like the hardest thing that anyone will ever do is break a negative cycle within their family because they repeat it in some way often. Like my dad was this, and I don't want to turn out like him, but actually now I've turned out like him in a different way. Like I've gone a different route, but the outcome has been exactly the same. The red pill stuff like that, it's becoming the same. Often they don't have like their father's not really around, and then they get a diluted opinion of their mum. They don't really like them. And then they end up with a broken relationship with a feminine that's manifesting in their life choices of women, their results with women. If they have a daughter, the daughter's going to be a mess. Her perspective, I'm seeing dad talk about women as though they're pieces of shit, but I'm a kid, I'm a daughter. What's my perspective going to be? So yeah, I mean, signaling, essentially just signaling out that faith, family is important, structure's important. The level of faith is to be determined, but you've done the self work, like you know what it is that you would want. And having a plan is important, communicating that you have goals but not from a needy position. See, a lot of guys in the church and things like that, they fall over also because they don't have frame. Like a lot of guys, Muslims, everything, they think that God sets the frame in their relationship. Like that's a big fucking mistake. Like their frame is weak, and now they're like, but you have to do this because the Bible says so. It's like me being like, Daddy says that you have to be nice to me. Like that shit doesn't work. It only works because the girl can't leave, but in the West, she can. Like a girl can be a Catholic and shit in the West and still get a divorce. Like they do that often. It happens quite often. In Muslim countries, they can't because a lot of that stuff can be risky. Like it can be difficult to get out of that. But then again, it just ends in the West, it doesn't work, or it gets in a position where the girl can be unhappy. And it only exists in an echo chamber, right? It only exists in structures of control. You got to realize like God doesn't set the frame in the relationship. You set the frame. I believe that like woman's communication with God is actually through the man in her life, the strongest one. I think it's true. I don't think women have a conscience and you have to guide them. Otherwise, they end up going completely degenerate. Women's degeneracy has no bounds, like how far they can go down that funnel. They start at zero, but they get guided down like Dante's Inferno. They can fall like to the bottom like quickly, and then you can't really bring them back because again, it's like this. Like if I have a glass and then the woman is like the glass is me, the frame, the structure, the discipline, the boundaries, everything's set. But the woman comes into it as the liquid. And if it's a fucking dirty glass, then it's going to mess her up. And then if the water's taken out, like the liquid's taken out another glass, it's fucked anyway. Like the water doesn't change. With women, it's much the same as that. You got to accept. So again, setting the frame, like showing the bait that you're something serious. You have a plan, you have a vision for how you want the relationship to go. Like there's a guide, but you're not lame. Like again, the hardest thing that you'll ever find, the hardest thing is to be traditional but maintain an edge. Because most trad guys think that they're fucking good people. Like that's their deluded image. Like no one is entirely perfect. And women don't like that. Like women don't like this like good boy because it's not real. Like you can realize that God put a shadow side within you for a reason. Like you have both. I believe that man has both God and Lucifer within him. I mean, it's easy to fall down Dante's Inferno as well as a guy, but you have to use both. Like women get wet. That women like the idea of like godly man. He has structure. He's disciplined. He's this, but they get wet over the dark shit. Like that's what actually makes them wet. That's why a lot of like church boys and things like that, they can they don't get women. Like they don't understand. So the woman's not happy. You got to keep it wet. Like you still got to be the one that she wants to fuck, not just the one, because they can be different. Like it gets boring. Women still need emotional spikes. Like they still need the toxic rubber band. They need excitement. They need a little bit of drama. If you're not generating a little bit of drama, they're gonna fucking generate it. And running around the church and shit like that, that shit doesn't work. Like you still need
Nice.
one that's in charge. Some need more, some need less. If she has less experience, she's gonna need less. Like if she's like 18 to 20 and she's never really run around the club, she hasn't taken substances, she hasn't drunk a lot, she doesn't have like a massive body count of like one night stands, or she hasn't been beaten up, or she hasn't been traumatized, or she hasn't been abused, she's going to need less of that dopamine. But if she has, then she's going to need a lot of dopamine, and you better be able to provide it. And the Bible is not going to provide it, unfortunately. But both exist within a person. I mean, you have the good side of you and the shadow side. So my idea is that you have to be able to implement both over time, accept that both exist, and it's the shadow side that gets her wet. I mean, that's just the case for it. So yeah, signaling that you're someone for the long term. Faith might be important. Family is definitely important if she's traditional. You're not a fuck boy. Like this idea of like these Tate guys think like guys like Tate are getting trad. They're getting none of that. Even me, I'm not really getting that either. Like you got to realize the baits and the ways that you go. It can be fun for a certain type of girl. Like it can be fun for volume. Like it can be fun for getting, like easy sex, of course. But you get to a certain point where traditional girls don't want to be with that. Like traditional girls don't want a big flexer with a Lambo running around telling everyone he has a million subs. Like they don't want that sort of attention. A traditional girl is not going to jump on YouTube and Instagram and like a lot of attention. Because by definition, she's not going to be traditional. Like traditional now is a joke. Like guys think guys in like the manosphere are fucking trad. Their life is fucking
True.
extreme. Like their life is just completely extreme. Like it's just just bizarre. Like have baby mamas and don't see kids and like just pump and dump. But it's fucking extreme. Like that shit is not traditional at all. Traditional is boring. Like you're looking that compared to that, they're not flexing online. They family is a key pillar. Like traditional is you're signaling that you want to be something. Like these, like manosphere is not high status. Like that's high status for hoes. Like you're a politician, you want to be a diplomat, you want to be someone completely respected, or like someone in government or something. You can't run around and be a fucking extremist online. Like you can't say, "Oh yeah, hoes," and I'm gonna pimp women and shit. You never be nothing. That shit's just in like an extreme echo chamber. It's like people think like they watch like Kick, and then they're getting like advice about women from stage settings and like viral moments or something like that. Your understanding of it needs to come from, I have this vision. I sit down, I get my fucking pen and paper out, and I write down my foundational qualities that are important to me. I want a trad girl, but why do I want it? Because a lot of guys also want a trad girl because they think the trad girl won't cheat on them or dump them, and she will. It's the same thing. Like if you don't, you haven't done all of the work. If you don't have a plan, like trad women are going to want a plan. They want to know that this is for a purpose. Like you're in charge here. Often when they're traditional, their dad is important. So their dad is like, they listen to him. If their dad is not going to be like, oh yeah, the dad's like, show me who you're dating. And then she's like, oh yeah, I'm with Steven. The dad is going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is over. The dad is like, oh, I'm dating Andrew Tate. The dad is like, you're not fucking even going outside anymore. Like, the dad is strict. Like, traditional is going to be a strict father who wants nothing to do with this. Like, you got to be honest with yourself. So, again, what bait are you sending out? And once you get to a certain point, the bait that you're sending out is often not going to get the results that you want anymore. But you have to always be honest with yourself and never be deluded. You can cross certain extremes, but certain extremes that it is that you've crossed, you're not going to get the results that that anymore. Too many tattoos, too many things, and all of that, or like too many extreme comments online, or signaling out too much like drama. So the dad or mom or someone's going to search you and be like, this guy's like, he's too much drama. Because the woman, if she's traditional, she's going to have shit around. The aunt, the sister, the brother, the dad, the mom, they're going to message and call it all the time, being like, what are you doing with this fucking guy? Like, this guy is not a good guy. And then eventually the woman, if she's traditional, she's going to listen to her fucking parents. Like, again, that's the truth. Like, that's it. So but also you got to understand that having traditional and maintaining her is the hardest relationship to have, because you can't isolate her from her parents. The best women is easy. You just pull them away from all of their family, and then you become the one who's instructing them. But if she's traditional, it's a lot harder to do that, because unless you're going to marry, and then if you marry her, you can. But that's like that real trad, not LARPing, not online. Like LARPing is traditional. There's a lot of trad LARPing. Like there's no trad influencers online who are women, because women who are traditional, they don't want to be on YouTube. Like Wizard of Liz and shit, people think like that's some level of tradition. That's just they're LARPing. All that shit is fake. If they don't want attention, like why would they? They're fucking busy with a family. They're quiet. They're the ones you don't even notice. Like traditional women, you don't even notice them most of the time. Like they're just normal chicks. They're not extreme. They're not going to be, but again, you have to signal you that's what you want. You better be like realize that's a lot of work. It's more work to have a girl like that and maintain her and actually get her than it's going to be to get like 10 hoes, like even 100. It's going to be easier because it's going to be quicker, faster, easier. It's going to be a quicker process. It's going to be more dopamine. It's going to be more exciting. Less structure. Structure scares people because structure is responsibility. Like you have to be responsible. If you have a traditional girl, you're responsible for her mostly, especially if you marry her. Like she's tied her ship to you entirely in that sort of regard. She's risked her whole reputation. Her family will be like, why were you with that fuckwit to begin with? But if you are a fuckwit, the family won't accept you anyway. And if the family don't accept you and you're doing it in the West, you're not going to have any success. If it's outside of the West, maybe you're in certain countries where you can kind of, I don't know, it's not really regulated. Maybe you can have some success, but in the West, you're not going to have any success with it. So you have to, again, use that bait. I'm signaling that I'm serious. I just signal that I want something for the long term. I'm not posting bottles in the club. I'm not running around the club posting that I'm popping bottles. I'm not flexing online. I'm not focused on like jumping on a podium and screaming. I don't want a lot of attention, but I signal that I'm a serious guy. I look serious when I'm out, but you still need to keep an edge to you to still be sexy. The trad dude is not sexy like that. They're just not. To women, they're not either. But you got to realize that providing and protecting are traits of the trad man as well. Like really doing that, not buying girls handbags. Like that's not private providing. That's like simping. That's the difference. If you're with a trad girl, you're not a simp. Like if you provide her with a life, that's not simping. That's an investment. Investing in hoes is simping. Like I flew a chick to Dubai and fucked her, and now like I spent like 5K and she hanged with me for a week, and it's gonna go nowhere. But like I just did it because I wanted to fuck. That's simping. But if you're like, I bought my like, I'm buying a fucking new kitchen so that my girl can, she likes to do all that crap. It's not simping because it's an investment. You get shit out of it as well. I'm supporting my girl because she looks out for me and she supports me and she's always going to be there. That's an investment. Versus, she adds value. Like women add a lot of value, but they don't add value if it's transient because they only add value then from sex. And at that point, you may as well just bang escorts. Like if you're spending money on that, I mean, what's the difference? Like there really isn't. Like guys really confuse that sort of thing of like, oh, I don't pay for sex, but they're like, really, they do anyway. Flying chicks around, spending money on them. It's much the same. Oh, I didn't spend like directly, but it's the same because if you didn't spend, you wouldn't have got the outcome anyway. They've just streamlined it. The guy who's paying for escorts has just streamlined it through, but it's much the same outcome. It's the truth. I mean, but with trad, like that's why you'll get a better result because you're investing. But if you're investing in one outcome, you can't be like, you need to be mostly all in on one, specifically how, as you're in the building phase, like they're going to be any sort of red flags. Like you're talking to a bunch of girls, you're adding girls all the time on Instagram, you're being a fuck boy. She's hearing rumors that you're a fuck boy, like you're not serious. You're not really giving her any plan. Like when she's together, when she's with you, you don't have a vision. Like you're not communicating at all. Trad women like communication, like they're going to like that. They're not going to be traumatized, like generally, because a girl comes in trad, gets pump and dumped, and now she's no longer traditional. That's what these red pill retards do to women, like they destroy them. Because she come in with an open heart, the guy tricked her and manipulated her and took a big shit on her. And now she's like, well, I'm never going to go back to that again because I was vulnerable and I got exploited. So now when I'm vulnerable, I will be exploited. So now I need to be harder. Like I need to be more harsh. Like I have to be careful here because guys, you can't trust them. Like guys will say anything and then fuck me over. And I've been fucked over once. And I don't want to have like a bunch of this happening again because trad women are very sensitive. Like they're going to be very sensitive because they're not going to have a lot of trauma because trauma makes them not traditional anymore. because traditional is I come with an open heart, like I come with a plan. I want to have kids with this guy. After I get pump and dumped, I'm like, it's probably not going to happen. So now I have to be like really careful there. That's the funnel, like that's what guys do. And then they turn around and they're like, oh, why are there like no traditional chicks around? Because traditional gets destroyed because they can get tricked by someone who's just playing the role of I want something for the long term too. They don't have a lot of experience, so they can be more naive, right? If you look like the part and you're speaking the part, they're trusting. They can they there were plenty of girls who were great wives and then got destroyed at like 18 or 21. And are now the same girls flying around to Dubai and people turn around and they're like, what a hoe, like what a loser, like why was she like that? But she originally had an open heart and it got shit on. And that's the funnel, right? The hardened, like it's like a hardened escort funnel. Well, I may as well get mine. Because, I've tried to be a good person, a good girl before, and I didn't get a very good fucking outcome. Because in this world, like in this life, specifically in the West, coming in with an open heart is not good. Like it doesn't work. I'm coming in, doesn't work for a dude. Like I'm coming in with an open heart, like, and then you're not really vetting correctly. You get shit on, like specifically by women as well. And women do as well because guys will say anything to fuck. Chick comes in and she's like, yeah, but just tell me, like, is there a chance that, like, are we going to get married? Are we going to get this? Are we going to get that? And then the guy's like, yeah, of course. Like, I see myself with you. Like, we can have kids. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. And then just pumps and dumps her and throws her out in the trash. That really destroys women. But yeah, that's my take.
Man, that's an incredible answer. Thank you. One thing that comes to mind that I've heard you say before is I heard you say that like people who grow up in church like don't really have life experience.
Yeah.
And like generally if a parent raises their kid in church, like it's out of good intentions.
Yeah.
So it's like if someone's grown up, like what would you recommend? Like leave church and like sell drugs? Like how do you gain that life experience without necessarily making the wrong choices?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I think that you just keep an edge to you. Like again, when you sit down and you write, you do your journaling, in my view. What does a man, in your view, have that's like, what do you admire in someone that you look to that's a man where you're like, he has that life experience? What's that determined by? Like, what does it look like? Does it look like running around selling dope, or does it look like something in the way that he carries himself, like he has something there, like substance, right? That's kind of the thing that it is that people would describe. It's not from selling the dope itself, it's from being challenged and overcoming things. And there's all different forms of challenge. It's not necessarily something that's illegal or controversial, but it always will be some sort of masculine endeavor. That's to be found like usually getting beaten up by life, right? Like in the boxing gym, struggle, marathon runner, guy who's fucking hiking, shooting, climbing, some masculine struggle, some things that people like to do and others, some people like to shoot, others say I don't want to, but they might like hiking or something. Camping, something that's difficult, like it's a kind of a you versus you, like someone who's conquered something, they've overcome something. You can still be in the church at fucking like 30 years. There are still men in the church, but also I don't think that it's that good because it's very theoretical, right? And some of the stuff can be focused on shame. Like you're the lamb, and like like you got to realize that Jesus sacrificed all these things, and you always see him hanging up on the cross and all of this and all of that, and it can be a thing where you kind of like there's a lot of guilt dripping and things like that. It's not that Jesus died on the cross; it's how, in fact, that he lived, like what it is that he stood for. He's fucking like I think the most masculine man that's ever existed, but also likely the most feminine. That's the irony. I think is the most feminine man that existed as well as the most masculine. But that's the perfect showing of the complete man. Like the complete man has both within himself. It's the truth. Like you have an equal part of both. A lot of people hide from the feminine because they don't like women. And then they in turn reject half of themselves. Like you're half your mother and father, even as a man. But yeah, I think that's true. Like his empathy is a superpower. Like empathy can only come, in my view, from understanding like you've been there before. It's not theoretical. Like when you see someone wrecked, you're like, actually, I've been wrecked too by life. It's like empathy, like it's something that I've been there before and I know what it feels like. So I think that Jesus situation is huge. He can be a massive motivator, but not in fact how it is that he died and that he had a pretty fucking bad ending. But yeah, just some level of masculine struggle. Fighting gym doesn't mean being a kickboxer, it doesn't mean being the best in the world at things. It just means challenging yourself. Like challenging yourself doesn't mean running down to the gym and being like, okay, I'm going to go 100 rounds of sparring and getting KO'd. Like you don't need to do that sort of stuff. It's just like climb step by step by step. But it develops an edge to you because it's developing grit, like strength. It eventually also develops your shadow self. You can meet that. Most people, when they first go to the boxing gym, they don't even want to punch someone because they're like, oh, I don't really want to hurt someone. But you don't realize that it's kind of like a game. Like you're both not really trying to hurt each other, but it's a competition. Like this, it's just a masculine competition. And then also you realize later when sparring, you're not really even trying to compete against each other. You're trying to grow each other. And that again comes from a level of empathy. The higher that it is that you get on the totem pole, like of understanding who you are, you also understand all your emotions, like the rage is there, anger is there, and you transcend a lot of it. Like when you're boxing in the thing, you're not angry. It's just something that you're doing. Like it's an expression. It's kind of like an art form almost. But yeah, I think that a lot of that stuff can be found with journaling. I think journaling's powerful. Like you write down, uh, who do I know that has like, that edge, like that kind of the opposite of what it would be seen in the church. And some of the figures can be someone where you look to and you're like, I don't even want to be like that person. He might be a like piece of shit, like a Manson or something. You're like, he's killed a lot of people. He's a scumbag. But you could be like, he's a fucking interesting character. Like I can see why people like him because he's interesting. Doesn't mean he's a good person. Often they don't run together. I would look to so I would develop three people that you look to who they have an edge or something about them, and then I would study them. I would watch like, a biography on them, maybe someone famous. I don't know. Maybe you like think like Russell Brand or someone Tate, even someone like that. And then I would study them, not study them a lot, but just write like, maybe you watch like an hour of them. And then you watch a level of watching their biography or something, and it will humanize them. And you realize that they're just a normal person. They had the life that fucking you had. Like you'll be growing up and you'll be like, they were just a normal dude. Like a lot of them, you see their old photos, you see who they were, you see their struggles, and you're like, you come to understand them also. You understand that people are just the progression of their story, like they're just a progression of their life itself. And then you also realize that those struggles and things that you can put yourself through can change your own story as well. But then that's also how you identify your shadow self, right? So you write down the three, start to study them, and then eventually you can write down attributes and things that they do that are you think something that you would like to have for yourself. Maybe they're really confident. Maybe they speak up even if it offends people. Maybe they don't let people push them around at all. They're not scared of saying no. Some people in the church, and when you're a good person, you can be scared of saying no. Like you don't want to offend people, you don't want to upset people. You don't want to, but then you can, I don't have very good boundaries. Like, because people can kind of exploit you. They're like, oh, he's a good guy. Therefore, I'm just going to step on him. I'm going to step over him. And then like in life itself, you have to be quite cutthroat because if you're sitting there waiting for your turn, it might not ever come. You got to come there, you got to get it yourself. Like you really got to develop more of a killer instinct. Killer instinct is not developed in the church, unfortunately. Like, and it's part of being a man. You have to, like, I have to take what's mine sometimes, and sometimes I have to take off people that are good people. But it's my fucking time. Like, it's my turn. You can see a girl, and you realize that if there's a good girl, there's thousands of guys that want that same girl. I have my girl here. And it's the same fucking story. I don't know where the fuck she is. She's around. But it's the same story. If you want something, you better realize that there's a lot of fucking people who want it as well. Who wants it the most and who's willing to do the most to get it. Who's going to get it. With money, it's another. Girls, it's another. Girls are fucking finite. Like again, if you want trad girls as well, like you're running fucking finite. Like you're running with even less again. The women are on a massive decay. So again, this idea of like guys think, oh, 10 years from now, I'll just turn around and figure it out and I'll just land on a chick. Do you know how many guys I know who are fucking millionaires who thought that? Like so many millions, like millions and millions and millions and millions. But sometimes making millions of dollars just makes you a magnet to the women that you don't even want at all now. Because trad women, again, they might not like that. Like the idea of how many women that you know who are traditional just sit there and they're like, I can't wait for a guy with a Lambo. Like very, 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 very few. That's not on their radar. Like will you see a trad woman and you look to her dad and that's who she wants because she has an impression of someone who's a father. Like that's who the guy that she's looking for. So if you see the dad and you're nothing like the dad, it's not going to be very good, right? You're just going to be the like little side funny thing that they're doing because it's interesting. But then they're going to end up with the guy who's similar to her dad. So that's like it's just so easy to understand with that sort of stuff with those girls who are actually traditional, right? Not girls who are LARPing as trad because there's a lot of that. And then also not to project on her because some guys get a girl who's not trad and then they try to project on her and make it out that she is and she's not. They try to push her in this fucking little frame, like a girl from the club. You met her in the club and you're like, you like, you're so much better than this. Like, you shouldn't do this. Like, you're a great girl. You're projecting on her. Like, you're trying to create her into something that she isn't and she doesn't want to be. That saying, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Fucking better ever remember one saying in life about women is that. don't fucking project on them. Like you go to a strip club, you go anywhere and you're trying to project on her that she doesn't want to be there. She's exactly where she wants to be. And you can take her away from that. Like you can take her away from that, but that's her normal. You're going to hold her back, and then eventually she's going to go back there. And it's just going to make you tired, right? And you meet girls who are trad, and then it's yours to fumble. Like you meet them who are, in fact, traditional. Traditional is going to mean low body count. Doesn't mean that, maybe she's like becomes traditional later in life, but by my definition, that's she's not traditional. She might have found it later in life and actually got within the framework, but it's going to be determined. Maybe that's something that you could manage, but in my view, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for a guy to, get a girl who's a lot older in that regard, who has all of these experience and things if they don't have to. Are there some who can qualify and be great girls? Like I believe like you can meet a girl who's like 28 or 30, and some can be fucking great girls, like of course. But is it like, is it a higher probability? If I meet a girl at 30, is it going to be better that she's higher probability that she's going to be a better girl for me or girlfriend than one at 20? If I have the choice of both, I would think that the 20 is probably going to be better because they have less life experience. Their life experience and references through you, a lot of it. You can share experiences together. You can build a life together. They don't have a lot of history. It's like guys, a lot of guys destroy women before they got to you. So when you see a woman who's fucked up, you realize that you actually have empathy for them because it's very likely some guy destroyed her before she got to you. That's the case. It's like some guy's got a Lambo and then just fucked the engine, like just flogged it around the block and blew up the gearbox or something. And then you get it and you're like, oh, this is a Lambo, but something's broken. It's because someone fucked it up along the way. And then you realize also that you don't really want to be that guy. Like if you always want to run around with hoes, there's millions of hoes. Like if I've had hoe phases and been a hoe a lot of times, and it's easier to just be with the hoes because it's less drama. Like they know what's going on. They're not going to be causing problems, and you're not going to have the blowing up your phone and shit like that. Like that's really distracting. So that would be it. I would sit down and I'd do the journal work. I'd write down 3 guys that I thought had an edge or they have been through shit. I would study them. So I'd watch a biography on each of them and then actually see what they were like as kids and realize actually they're a lot more like me. It's not that different. Yeah, they might have had experiences that are extreme and they might be people you don't like. So you need to watch things because the people that you would be in the church, they won't have any of that, most of that. So, but also you don't have a judgment for them because to judge them is actually to judge parts of yourself. I'm not saying people who are like convicted pedos or something like that. I think that they're the worst. But people who have done immoral things or things like that, I mean, some of the stuff it's to be determined the eye of the beholder, right? Like some of the stuff where there's like dictators kill a bunch of people and shit like that. And who really knows how history's gone like over the hundreds of years. I think there's a lot of bullshit happening. But yeah, and also people can be kind of shit, but then they can still deliver good results for you, right? Like you can still learn things. Again, a strong man or a good guy learns more from an enemy than a friend, right? Because a friend tells you the truth. And someone you look to like that is, and also you're getting a different reference point. Like you're standing on their shoulders and looking from their view, and their view is completely different to yours, but you're getting their perspective, like how it is. That's powerful. Like getting perspective of someone who's nothing like you is powerful because their view of the world is nothing like yours. Because often we just we see what we are, like it's a reinforcing view of what it is. Yeah, I would believe that everything exists internally, and then we kind of manifest it. But also to have a lot of understanding of people, like just because you want a trad girl, you don't hate hoes, because also it will come across. If you hate women, even if they are trash ones, it's going to come across and it's going to poison your relationship, even with the trad girl. Like she's not going to like that. Like if you have a trad girl and you run around telling her how bad hoes are and like women are this and that, she's not going to like that. Like women don't. Women don't like people talking bad about women. Like women won't even like this clip. Like they won't even really like this idea. They don't want to hear it. They don't like judgment because judgment is not ours to make. Like it's not. So if we do, it's not a good frame to move from. And it's also, again, it's empathy is powerful. You have to get in touch with the feminine in that regard. The strong man, like the strongest guy, is powerful empathy. Because again, it's the same thing. Like mercy can only come from the strong. Empathy is mercy. Like this guy has done something wrong against me. He doesn't know that, I could fuck him over entirely, but I'm going to be merciful in that moment. Like this chick, she's coming in and like I know that she's annoying me and doing a bunch of shit, but I can imagine that her ex was probably a shit bag. He fucked her up. She doesn't trust me at all. even in the beginning, because her trust is destroyed. She's getting triggered constantly and she doesn't know it. So I have mercy for her. Like I'm empathetic because I get it. I've probably been that guy that's done shit to women too that have fucked them up. So I try not to do it now. But yeah, that's the power as I would just be journaling and writing it is qualities down. But also don't think that like that you want to the same thing like guys think the only way to get attention or like the way to get to be like a bit of a badass or things like that I need to be like some gangster or something or something I need to be in prison or something. That's all bullshit. Most of the people who are in jail because they don't have very good self-control. Like they don't, it's the opposite of masculine. They're in there because their impulse control was weak and they did something in the moment that was dumb and they sit in jail every single day and regret doing it. It's not like most of the crime is not calculated. It's not like they're like, oh, let's rob a bank or let's do some big heist or some big robbery or some very long-term crime business. Often it's just I did something dumb in the moment and now I fucked my life up. So yeah, that sort of stuff is not something that you would want to do. But journaling is super powerful, just identifying the qualities and the behaviors that again, I'm doing this in TCM. So I have a product at the moment where yeah, it's guys do inner work and identify the characteristics that they would like in their own character, their own person. I get them to identify the characteristics that are important to them, from guys that they look to, or what qualities would you want? Like what movies do you gel with? When you watch a movie, what do you gel with and why? Who are you observing a lot of the time? Because whatever it is that you observe as well, it's like your subconscious, I think, is pulling in that information and it tries to create that for your reality. I think it's true. So whatever it is that you watch, again, the same thing. I want a trad chick, but I watch Fresh and Fit. Well, you're never going to have a trad relationship. Like it will never, ever, 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 ever happen for you. And if you get it, you'll fuck it up because you're living in two worlds that are different. Like they're too different and they won't coexist. Like they're not just a little bit different. There are both sides of the spectrum. It's the same thing, like a girl who's in a good relationship and then she's watching like Kim Kardashian. She's got friends around her that are running around the club. She's got friends around her being like, oh, it's a shame that like you're with your guy tonight because like, oh, we're going here or we're doing this. Eventually you'll argue with your chick or she'll be having a boring night or she'll just be like, ah. And then eventually she'll be like, I don't like, I'm fighting with my man at the moment. Maybe I should go with these girls. Like maybe I should go to the club. Oh, these girls are going on a trip to Italy and like we're sitting here watching Netflix. Maybe it was better when I was single. Like, at least I could do a lot of shit. Like those ideas and things can catch fire, and they catch fire, and like it plants a seed constantly. So you're best with all of that stuff that they're not talking. Like again, it's another thing. You have to separate the girl that you have from a lot of that bullshit, because otherwise you're not going to have your girl for very long, as well. And you always hide behind the same thing, which is the truth. Are you choosing me or not? If you're choosing your friends over me, well then that's your choice. Like you're free to do that, but you're not going to be with me. It's the same thing, right? Because again, they're choosing, and that is the truth. Like they're choosing an outcome that's going to pull them away from you. If a girl has single friends, she's going to be single. It's just a case of how long. She's existing within two worlds. Trad women will not have single friends running around. It's another thing. Trad women, when they're older, will have married friends. If you want to be married, you fucking better have married friends. It's the same shit. You better not be watching fucking Andrew Tate if you want to be fucking married. Like, that's the same shit. You're watching fuckboy ideas. You're watching guys run around with a bunch of chicks. Your subconscious is absorbing, this is what you want. I'm going to design your reality around that. Whether it's designing it and that everything is in fact like, exists in a superposition and smashes together when you observe it, if that's true, or whether it just absorbs it and actually notices it and then kind of magnets it to you because you focus on it, right? You get more of it. You're focused on hoe outcomes. You're focused on, yeah, essentially hoes. And then you're like, oh, I'll just look to more women that are in fact hoes. And then you get more hoes, right? Kind of like the algorithm. I'm watching ass photos and now suddenly I'm like, oh, well, my internet's full of ass photos now. Maybe it's the same shit, or maybe reality is in itself its own algorithm, and what you focus on, it actually creates also the same effect that happens in the algo. So both is likely true. I think that yeah, so you're gonna have married fucking friends. Like you're gonna see married people do shit very different to single people. Married people pick their fucking wife, and guys that are like in the red pill or any of that, they'll call them simps. Like guys like that will call a guy a simp because his wife doesn't want to go out. Your wife is with you for your fucking life. Like you're not a simp if you're going along with what your wife says. Like she's a fixed person in your life. You shouldn't be getting married to be thinking about breakups. So, I mean, if your wife is sick or something and you don't want to do something because she's sick, you want to actually support her, I would say that's pretty normal. So you need to get a lot of those ideas out of your head that are like you're not supporting women at all. Because if it's your wife, I mean, it's a fixed asset. It's like saying, yeah, I have my house, but I'm not going to look after it because I don't care about it. You should. I mean, love is powerful. I mean, if you have your wife, you should be really looking after her because, again, it's an investment. A wife is an investment. A hoe is not an investment. Investing into sex is fucking dumb. I may as well just bang escorts, like for real, because that's the same investment. Like guys fool themselves. I paid 500 for a dinner, but I got it for free. You didn't get it for free because if you didn't take her on the $500 dinner, you wouldn't have fucked. So it's the same outcome, right? Getting it for free is we DM'd and we fucked, right? And it's a little bit different because if they're hot, they kind of know that they're not really wanting to do that unless you have quite high value. So yeah, that's it. Like if you again want traditional, you better have traditional people around you. You better have outcomes that are trad. Like you're going to become the people that you're around, like what it is that you absorb. All that stuff is super important. And that's my take on that.
You're speaking truth, man. Really appreciate your insight again.
Yeah.
Like I kind of went full circle, you know. I grew up in a very religious kind of like household, and I was exposed to legit trad girls like growing up. But I noticed, like you said, that generally they kind of like the bad boys. So at one point, like when I was a little bit older, I stopped going to church and stuff,
Yeah.
got into drugs a little bit, and along the road was doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I became really good. I've actually won everything in Australia.
Oh, well
And
done.
I've got like a half hoe girlfriend now, you know.
Mhm.
And but like 10 years later, I'm 30 now. I realized what I was missing,
Yeah.
like those lovely trad girls in church.
Yeah.
And
But
like
now it sounds like you're ready for them. You weren't the guy that they wanted. And that now
exactly.
you are. Then now it's like the life has gone full circle. Because if you had stayed in that church environment, you wouldn't have become this guy. So that was a necessary evil. Like that's how the world works. The world comes to you when you're ready. And now you're like, oh, this is why that happened. Because now I'm the guy that they actually want versus I'm just going to hang around them.
Yeah, man. So as like an older guy, you know, like you think it's like possible, like achievable, you know, to get like those young church girls going back into it.
Yeah, of course. I believe that it's not just possible, it's quite probable. Specifically, if don't be scared to hide your edge, don't be scared to hide your uniqueness. Don't blend into the church is great, but don't blend into like, don't blend in if you're kind of made to stand out. Like if you've done the work to stand out, don't blend in that regard. Don't do yourself any favors. But also don't be arrogant or all of that. But yeah, I don't think to go there all of the time or anything like that. But I mean, to be around there, I don't think that it would hurt. I think that you could get a great outcome. But you got to signal that it is that what it is that you would want. And then I think that, having a goal and having a point and have visibility, on your Instagram, it's visible or whatever it is that you have, it's visible that you're this person. Then I think that, you're setting up some pretty strong funnels to get what it is that you would want.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate your time. I won't hold up any of the other
No, you're right.
questions. I'll let other
Good to
people
see you, bro.
talk.
Good to see you, man. Talk to you soon. Uh, OJ or DJ, whatever the fuck it is. So be a man that has a bit of ambition, play sport like tennis, has a fitness circle, a finance circle, a bit of travel experience, some depth, not a pushover and has boundaries, someone who can lead. Well, yeah, I mean, you're describing a man, right? You're man in freedom is not necessarily travel. That's when I lay out the pillars of Instagram. I've got it on my YouTube. I put it up for free. The 6 pillars, I can't think of everyone off the top of my head. Freedom, fitness. I think faith can be one, but it's interchangeable. Finances doesn't mean being a millionaire, but it means that you're like, if I take a girl on a date, I can pay for dinner. And also this idea of like, if you want a trad girl, you better understand that you're going to be paying for a lot of shit. Not paying for her to get fucking like tits done and like fucking ass implants or like flying around the globe. But you better fucking invite a girl to a dinner. You better be paying for fucking dinner. Like if you don't want a trad chick and the idea of 50-50 or whatever, I mean that's for you to determine. But I always believe that whoever invites, if you're inviting people there and they're agreeing and then they come, I think that you meant to pay. But also you're paying. See, this is where people fall over as well. You're signaling your wealth, but through a date as well. Like, if you're not a rich dude, you shouldn't be taking a girl to a place that's like fucking Nobu. Like, why are you doing that? It's not congruent to who you are. So she gets there and she's like, this isn't congruent. Or she gets there and she's like, this guy's like a fucking like wretch. Now I can, like, you're not getting the right girl for you versus the signal that I'm going to go somewhere like mediocre or just normal. There's nothing wrong with being fucking normal. Like you need to get rid of all of that sort of stuff. You are not for everyone. Like you're not throwing out a net as big as the city because you're just going to get a bunch of low interest or girls who aren't not meant for you. And then if you get any outcome at all, you go on dates for people that you didn't qualify for, or you're not the same, or you're just not looking for the same shit. And then when it doesn't go well, you get upset. You're like, oh, this is like the way that just all women are. It's not that. It's that you don't know how to fucking vet. Like you don't know how to signal your level. You don't know how to signal what you fucking want. Some of you want trad chicks and then you're dating hoes and then you're like, oh, I don't know why I'm unhappy. It's fucking bizarre. Like you got to signal what it is again, your wealth level, whatever it is that you're comfortable spending. Some guy could be a millionaire and not want to take a chick out for more than like a $50 dinner. And that's his fucking prerogative if that's what he wants. It's best that he does that. Then some dude's like, I go in here and then I rug pull. I go in here, but this really hurt me. Like I was in at a big dinner, and like now that she's gone on this big dinner, it was such a big investment for me. She has to fuck me, and that's just dumb. Like that shit's dumb. And the girl understand, like again, you're signaling that maybe she had ultra low interest, but the fact that you were ready to take her to Nobu made it so that she would come on the date. But she's still low interest. She's high interest for the venue. So when the venue is finished, she's back to low interest. She's got free food. Like it's that from her perspective, that's all it was. And I get it. Like don't use locations or things as because again, it's the same thing. A guy can fly a chick out to Dubai and the chick has an attitude the whole fucking time. She's only there for the trip. I know so many guys that take a girl in a Lambo, Ferrari, Dubai, and the girl doesn't even fuck them. She's there for
That's
the
facts.
trip. Don't distort yourself in that sort of a mechanism. Like that's just the way that it goes with women. That's a big piece of it. Yeah, only go for like again, you don't want every chick. You want to again focus on your uniqueness, focus on your edge, develop it out, show your full personality. Like, do you have a personality? Some people don't. They don't know how to show it, or you're scared to show who you really are. Like you have opinions and things, but you don't want to express them. So then you become like everyone else. Everyone that she's with doesn't want to express their opinions either because they don't want to fuck it up. So in doing that, you become very generic. Nothing sticks to the generic man. And also, I would understand this concept that, like, imagine Teflon. Nothing sticks to a Teflon plate. You need, like, if you're like, I don't know, like painting or something like that, you rough it all up and then it starts, everything sticks on that. Like, you need the friction. Friction bonds people together. Friction bonds people because it's fucking real. That's the irony. No one these days wants to be with any more of these agreeers. Like people don't like that. It's not interesting. It's not exciting. It's fake. Women don't want and also they don't want this idea of we're on a date and he's just mirroring back to me what it is. Like there's nothing there. There's no depth. There's nothing to stick to. They like depth. Depth is often found also, you're not afraid to express your opinion. You're not afraid that if she annoys you, you're this is fucking unacceptable. Like, don't talk to me like that. A lot of you have never ever said that to a chick. She says something rude to you, or like a chick calls you an idiot, and you're like, don't fucking talk to me like that. Like, I'll fucking leave right now. Like, you can fuck off. A lot of you wouldn't do that. You'd just be like, oh, don't be like that. If anyone ever calls you an idiot, stupid, dumb, useless, that you're worthless or that you shouldn't be around that person. Because again, like honestly, if someone calls you stupid, dumb, you are in fact stupid because you're staying with people that are treating you poorly and you have no one else to blame but yourself. Because everything starts with a pinprick. Like the same thing, like you go to prison, bullying starts small. People don't just get raped in jail day one. It starts very small. Someone jokes first, the person lets it go. Then suddenly it might get like physical, they get shoved or something happens, or like their food gets taken or something else. That's let go as well. And now suddenly they're like, this guy is like prey. And understand that predators can smell prey. Like if I walk in the room, I can feel the people that have no boundaries immediately. I can immediately see chicks and things that have no boundaries. Some don't. Like there are girls that walk around where you're like, they pretty much will just do anything because they don't know how to say no. I don't abuse it and don't abuse people because I don't like bullying people. I don't enjoy it. I don't like, I think it's weak to bully people who are in fact weak. I think it's a very weak way to be. But often it's again, if you're a victim, like in people who gets called stupid and that, you best understand that you're a victim. Like if you put up with it, you're a complete victim. Then that's the in prison and things like that, you would be an amazing victim. Because again, that's your self-respect is eroded in real time. It doesn't start small, and often it starts with the parent, like the parent or someone treated you poorly, and now it's carried forward. Some of you also, like you're your own like jailer, like your mom or dad or ex or someone used to talk to you poorly, and now your self-talk is bad. Like you're alone and you say it to yourself, you're like, oh yeah, I'm dumb, like they're right. I'm never going to amount to shit. And my ex was smart to leave me because like I'm a sinking ship, or I do have a lot of problems. Problems everyone has, like I have problems too, but it's just to be determined if you're working through them or not. And also, it's some people started further back in life. Like some guys started with like a parent who was abusive, or their dad used to beat the shit out of them, or like they might have got like seriously abused when they were a kid, or their parents were telling them that they aren't shit, or they had an ex when they were vulnerable, like 18, 19, and their ex was like just cheating on them nonstop or doing shit that really fucked them up. And now I mean, it's not like they started far back. We were in a 100-meter sprint, but you started like 500 meters behind. So you're like 500 meters behind me. And now I'm running the 100 meters and I beat you. And you're like, I must be a bad runner. But it's not so much that you're a bad runner. You have bad software. Like your software is shit, because often it's you have very bad self-talk. Self-talk is a determining factor if you will amount to shit or not. If your self-talk is bad, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for you to have any long-term success. You can have short-term wins, but you always find a way to fuck it up. If your self-talk is bad and you make money, you will often lose it. If your self-talk is bad and you get the girl you want, you'll often lose it. Some guys get cheated on and then turn their next girl into a cheater because they accuse her of a bunch of shit. If you haven't dealt with your crap from the past, it's easy to slide back. It's easy to be like, you're projecting, like you think that all women are cheaters and they're not. Like some guys jump online and they think that all women are liars and cheaters, and that's not true at all. Like it's not. There's a lot of women that are great women running around, and it's hard to tell because if you're not open to them, then it's going to be very difficult to actually meet them. So that's my take on a lot of that shit. I mean, the self-talk
Yeah,
key.
that's very good.
Jump in, bro.
Is this to ask you anything?
Yeah, jump in.
Would you like to do a podcast? I saw you did a podcast with my friend Vlad,
Yeah, okay.
Joe Lampton.
Yeah, let's jump on. We can do one. Where are you from? Romania as well.
No, I'm from USA,
Okay.
but I went out to Romania. I just uh was out there for a few months living with
Yeah, let's
our next to
do it.
Vlad.
Yeah, we can.
Let's do
When
it.
do you want?
ASAP, like
Yeah,
this
let's
week.
do maybe like Wednesday. Does that work?
I'll make that work.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. Good to see you. Message me on Instagram and I'll make sure that I check it out. So what's your name? Drago.
Wheeler,
Okay.
Caden Wheeler.
Okay, yeah, you look like fucking Drago out of was it Rocky?
Yeah,
Rocky movie. So it's
I would
classic.
go all over the exactly. I'd go all over the boxing gyms and all the
Very cool.
everyone would be like, "Oh, you look like Drago." And I'm like, okay, that's my fight nickname.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be. This is good, man. Good to see you. Yeah, jump on. I'll
Yes,
send you
sir.
a message and I'll jump on Wednesday. It'd be good to chat with you.
Yes, sir. All right, sounds good. I'll message you
Cheers,
right
bro.
now.
Talk to you soon. Cheers, Joe.
Cheers.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, any more questions? But yeah, just building off that with negative self-talk. If your self-talk isn't good, your self-talk, you need to accept that your self-talk might actually be telling you the truth. Like if you're a fat ass and you look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, I'm a fat piece of shit, it's pretty accurate, right? Because you're not respecting your body, like you're not looking after yourself, you're not treating yourself with a level of respect. Respecting your body is it doesn't mean being built like Hercules again. Like I'm fucking pretty skinny now. I haven't really been in the gym, but for me, fitness is like, it's an ebb and flow, right? I'm up and then I'm down. It just depends. The kind of like a mood is like that too. But you have to have the level of self-respect for your body, which means that you have to be eating with intention. I'm eating this and I know what I'm doing. I'm not just on autopilot. Some of you like living with intention would be powerful because if you have any habits and things like that, you can actually correct them before they actually get bad. Like eating can be an impulse. Some people with food, they eat and they didn't even notice that they've eaten like fucking 5,000 calories in the day. Like it's just an impulse. They're just like, oh, well, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I'm not conscious. Budget's another. Like I'm spending money, but I know what I'm fucking spending. Because if you don't have a budget, it doesn't matter. Like me, I've had time spending like, I don't know, like 100K a month. And then I'm turning around and I'm like, I'm spending way too much money. Like that's dumb. Like buying just fucking dumb purchases, going to the club and spending like 20 grand. That shit's pointless. Like I would also understand that I've been in the club enough times to tell you that running around and spending tens of thousands of dollars on bottle service is fucking retarded. I probably spent $1 million in the club in the last like 5 or 6 years. It's fucking stupid. I've done that so you don't have to. It's the truth of the matter. And that, but I guess it's something that you probably want to do a couple of times to experience it. But that's the case for it. You know, intention. I'm spending with intention. I'm eating with intention. If I'm gambling or any sort of vices, I'm conscious of it before I do it so that I can actually try to pull myself up. I don't autopilot to just jerk off. Ah, well, I'm fucking what's a dopamine thrill? Let's watch Pornhub. Fuck, I just like busted a nut to porn for like the fifth time today, and I didn't even know. Like, I'm not really conscious that I'm even doing it. I've been jerking off half the day. Like, a lot of guys do that, so they end up with that. Like, when you like fapping and shit like that, specifically to porn, you get the prolactin. Like, prolactin happens after a dude blows, and then it's very cloudy. Like, their brain itself can be like a form of brain fog. Their job is finished. Like, again, you would understand that if you're with a chick and you fuck in the morning, for me especially, like the work is finished. Now I feel like I've won the day. Like if I wake up and fuck my girl, I feel like the day is won. I don't want to do shit. I'm like, oh well, I've already had my W today. Like I'm just chill now. I just want to chill. Where so now I realize that like I have to save that shit for later when the work is done. You just have to fucking learn yourself, like optimizing your own life and routine. And I can tell you all the things that work for me, but you have to figure it out the things that work for you. But yeah, negative self-talk. If it is the truth, you need to like again, write it down. You have negative thoughts and negative things that you're doing, but write them down. I think that like I'm never going to be rich. Why do I think that? Is it because my parents are poor? Is it because growing up I never even saw wealth? Is it because I'm in a like job that doesn't scale to any form of wealth? And a lot of you are. Like you know that your boss is on like 60K a year, and then you think that like but some people aren't even conscious of that till they're like 50. They'll get to like 50 or 60 and be like, actually, my boss is on like 80 grand a year. And I didn't really think. I just kept like I was on autopilot for like 30 years, but I'm in a job that will never be like there's nothing happening here. And also don't feel bad if you're a job person. Like some people are better employees than they are the boss, and that's fine. And also, I would understand the sexual hierarchy is that being a beta doesn't mean that you're a pussy. Like you need to understand the real sexual hierarchy. Alpha is at the top, betas too, and then they have the deltas, right? And then the gammas are down. So delta is a worker. Most people are workers. You know, workers traditional. I get a lot of my enjoyment and joy from capability. Like I'm competent. People notice when I do my job, and I'm happy that I'm contributing. Most people are like that in society. They're mostly deltas. Beta is not pussy. It means that you're essentially under an alpha, but you're still kind of like his right hand man, as it were. Sigma is like this is not real. Like that shit is fake. That shit is mostly code. Alphas are extremely rare. And also alpha, being an alpha male is circumstantial. Like you can be an alpha in the room for a few people and then you're in a bigger room and you're not at all. It's just like it's conditional to the room that you're in. You know, if I'm in the room with my chick, then of course I'm an alpha. I mean, whatever I say, she's pretty much going to do. So of course, but then if I'm in a room of fucking prisoners, I'm not the alpha at all. And I know that. That's the thing. If I run down to an internet cafe, then I could probably be the alpha too if I'd want. But it's not to say that I would really want to, right? But being calibrated and things like that is true. But alpha is a lot of work. I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a natural leader. I'm more of someone who can lead, but I like to do my own thing as well. But I also don't believe Sigma is real because a lot of people hide from that. Because to be any form of like you have to have the leadership quality. Like the people choose you by definition of it. A true leader is chosen. Leadership, you can't sit around and be like, I'm just going to lead men. Like you can't. They don't follow you. Men, real men will follow people who are competent, like a sergeant or someone or warrant officer or something like that. They've done all of the competency, like they work through the rank. They started as a private. That's why they go private, corporal, sergeant, fucking what? They're up to warrant officer 2, warrant officer 1. What like yeah, warrant officer one, right? And then yeah, that's competency based. Like people wouldn't like if you're a private and you're like, ah yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna everyone's gonna follow me just because I said so. Like that shit's not gonna work. And a sergeant wouldn't be followed if he didn't go through the like the chain of command, right? He went through and he earned his competency. It's only done by becoming competent. So that's the thing. Like men will follow again. Yeah, they follow competency, right? They choose like the best leadership is always chosen by the people, specifically in the world of men, right? Because there's nothing worse. Like again, if you run around and LARP as an alpha, you'll realize pretty quick who the alpha of the room is. Like they'll be fucking very offended. And if you do that in any environment where it's dangerous, they'll just fuck you up. It's the truth of the matter. But alpha males in general, they like harmony. Like an alpha male's job is to maintain social harmony. It's not actually to bully people and beat people up or scare people. That's the exact opposite. Alphas include people. Like they're the one that people come to when they have a problem. Kind of like if you see in the chimps and things like that, or you see it like yeah, with certain animals or other animals, they're the ones that are actually the peacemaker. Like they're the ones that the social harmony. They don't like the fighting. When there's fighting, the people go and get that person to fix it. That's the thing. You have to be approachable. Like, how are you going to lead people if they can't come to you because they're scared of you? I go to my I go to him, and anytime I go to him, he just beats me up. Like people will never do that. Like you're not going to run any sort of tribe. You have to be approachable. Warrant officers another. You have to be, yeah, there's levels of respect. You don't want to go to him. You would rather go through the chain of command. But if a private goes to him with a legitimate complaint and he tells them to get fucked, well, then he's not going to be a very good leader for very long. And the people can overthrow the alpha. The alpha knows at the back of his head at all times that 20 people can fucking like toss him out of the tribe or kill him tomorrow if they want. That's the case for it. And any sort of yeah, it's the same thing. Like being too ruthless or being too difficult is the thing. That's why a lot of that stuff, like anyone who's again like leadership is not based on it's inclusive based, like inclusion. You look after your guys, they can come to you. You're an open book. You're teaching them, you're helping them, you're not scaring them, you're not intimidating them. And another thing is with your woman. It's another thing. If you have a relationship and your girl can't come to you with anything, who's she going to come to? Like if she can't approach you because you can't handle the truth, well, then it's not going to be very good. Communication is important, and communicating with a diplomat or like a fucking, a tyrant is not really there, and it's not really a good place to be because you end up with massive blindsides as well. Your girl can't come to you with anything, and then she dumps you, and you're like, what the fuck happened? Like, I don't know what happened. Like everything was so great. And then she went to stay with her parents, and then she stopped answering my calls. That's what happens with people when they get like down that like abuser funnel. Eventually, the girl will certainly leave, and it'll leave in dramatic fashion. Communication is key, and communicating again, you have to have empathy because people are coming to you and people have real problems. Alpha job is difficult. Like I wouldn't want to be the alpha of groups and have all of that pressure. It's harder. It's a lot of work. It really is a lot of work and that sort of thing. People have a lot of problems, and they have to come to you and trust that you're going to either handle it or at least help them, right? It's a lot of work. So they get the benefits of it, right? Like they're running the group. But also you realize the alpha male of any area is doing a lot of work. Like anywhere. And there's an alpha of the table, there's a guy who's running, he's doing a lot of work. You just don't see it. But he's very aware of like social harmony, social settings, social dynamics, power dynamics, how he's appeared, how he looks, the mood of the group morale. It doesn't look like they're doing anything because sometimes they look like meatheads and they look dumb. But they're doing a lot of work on the back end. They've just always done it. But the people have chosen it. Like you can be a group of guys and there's always one who's leading it. And it's not something that he just said, I'm the leader here. It's just the way that people work. Like it's the way that guys do it. It's just the way it goes. But it also will be someone who's you can run the group off the rails if you yeah, if you're not doing it right. What's going on? Ollie, jump in.
Yeah,
Good,
how's it going, mate? You good, yeah?
good to see you, bro.
Yeah, I just had sort of had a question related to what you were just going on about there,
Yep.
and it was to do with friends that you have and sort of that you've built over time
Yep.
through your choice or through your actions that you did in the past. So,
Yep.
just for me as an example, right, I've got three very close friends
Yep.
that I sort of grew friendships with through actions that I don't do anymore, like
Yeah.
drugs, right?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
And so we're really good mates,
Yeah.
but only one of them I actually really do anything that's really good for me and actually
Yeah.
go to the gym.
Yeah.
The other two, they do their own thing, but
Yeah.
obviously you are the some of the people you spend the most time with. You're the
Yeah.
some of the people that you associate with the most. So, my question was just kind of how do you break away from
Yeah.
that group that you were such a sort of deep part of,
Yeah.
and also sort of who you were.
Yeah.
And I guess it's maybe there's going to be like a period of loneliness, I
Yep.
guess, where you're like trying to be that person that you want to associate
Yeah.
with, but they're not going to accept you straight away
Yeah.
because why would they, right?
Yeah.
I don't really what are your thoughts on that,
Yeah.
and how would you best navigate that?
Yeah, it's a lonely trip. Like it's a lonely road after that. I had the same thing. I got out of prison and I realized I didn't want to go back to prison, so I couldn't hang out with any more criminals, right? I couldn't really hang out with them. I was
Mm.
on parole, so I had to pull back, and that can be dangerous, right? They can take it poorly. They can think that you think you're better than them. They can take it like, oh, let's go and, fuck this guy up. Like they can take it really poorly in that sort of regard. Some people with drugs too, they do. You're pulling back and now they're like, he's changed. He thinks he's better than us. He's this and that. And it can be risky, right? People are in that sort of lifestyle. They can be a bit loose. But I think the best strategy is generally always to move, unfortunately. I think is a great one. It doesn't seem like that because it's a big commitment. But I found with substances that
Like move to a different city or
yeah,
country.
I found it
Right.
works. A different city even, but I found that it works. Or even just to get from maybe a different town a little bit further away, because I would
Mm.
just have triggers, right? I'd be like, oh, I've been high in this place. I used to go here when I was fucked up. I bump into this
Yeah.
guy. Before you know it, he's like, oh, we're getting a bag, or we're doing this, or we're doing that. It's easy to slip back into old habits. They want to test you too. They often like, I don't think he's that serious. Let's try to bring him back. Some others, they can be your friend too, and they try to lead you astray again. I
Mm.
think that it's a fucking lonely trip. Like it really is. It's like, I believe it's just a congruency test. Like, are you serious? Are you serious about wanting to stop? Because you can't, if you are, you can't live in two worlds. Like you can't have the friends that you had when you were doing that and then the ones who aren't. And it doesn't mean that you're better than them or that they're shit or that you've made a choice that they're not good enough or all of that. You're just in different stages of life, right? And now the final thing to do is to be like, I still respect you. You're still my friend. I still value you, but I don't want to. I feel like, there might be temptations and things here, and I'm trying to. I don't want to go back to that. I've made that decision for myself that I don't want to one day, maybe I have a shit day, they message me and I'm getting on it that night. Like before I know it, then I'm sliding back into old habits, right? Or I don't want to think that that's even a possibility that I can go back to that because I'm focused on new things, right? So I think that
Mm.
movement's always big. Like I moved after parole, I left the country because I know most of the people that I know, they're criminals. So eventually something will happen. Steven, I got a problem. We stopped past the house and can you help us with this? We got this problem. We got this. And before you know it, it's easy to fall back into trouble, right? It's not hard in Australia or other countries. It's not hard. Someone gets arrested, they check their WhatsApp. Oh, you're in their contact list. Like it's easy to get fucked over in that sort of regard. It's easy. But yeah, I believe it's the final congruency test. Like you're stepped out of the old shoes, but you haven't really stepped exactly into the new ones yet. And you always have that limbo mode, right? Like even if you move, even if you stop talking to them, you have that, have I made the right decision? Like now I'm alone. And only in that alone time will you be like, now I can design my reality. Like I don't have any more noise coming in. I don't have any more distractions. Like, why is it exactly that I stop? It's to be credible. Like it's commendable. A lot of people will never stop substances when they start. But I've chosen myself. I've chosen that some people look in and they're like, this is lonely, this sucks, this is this. But in some way it's exciting. It's like you're completely free. You can be anything, right? You can be in any
Mm.
circle. You can choose and be like, yeah, my next letter, you write it down. Journaling is so powerful, like writing things down,
Yeah.
designing your perfect friend. Sounds dumb, sounds a little gay, that sort of stuff, but it's fucking true. Like guys design the girl that they want. Like if you could journal that shit down, the better your imagination gets. Like before you go to bed, you sit and lay down, you journal what you want, and then you lay down and you envision it. The more that you're better, stronger your imagination gets, it's like it brings it into your life. Like maybe it existed in another reality and now it actually funnels into your new one. I want friends that are my dream friends. Like we go to the gym, we go play fucking sport. I don't know, whatever it is that you want. We go to the movies, we hang out, play PlayStation. I don't know, talk shit, but they don't do drugs. They don't have the negative spiral of drugs. Like they don't have the financial crap, the stress, the irritability. Like what qualities did I not like with my friends? Were they always in trouble? I don't want to bring that into my next self, and also you look to yourself, you're like, I don't want to be a shit friend. I don't want to be the one in my friendship circle who is doing dope. And then I look around and I'm like, I'm not really holding up my end of the bargain. You know, if you demand a lot of your friends, you have to demand a lot of yourself. But
Mm.
yeah, I think designing that is powerful, and also doing that time that's uncomfortable. Like, but also it's freeing. You can really literally be anything. You're still so young. You get out there
Yeah.
and but again, it's like it's like your life is a book of many chapters. One life has died. The substance man is dead, and now it's the next. The one chapter closed, and now you're moving into the next chapter. It's exciting, but it's lonely,
Mm.
and it really is. Like, who am I? Like, where those talks where you're like, who actually am I? Like, what do I want? Who am I without the dope? When I take, if I'm sniffing blow and banging at chicks and doing, I'm fun as fuck. And who am I when I'm not drinking? Like, who am I when I'm not doing that? Some
Well, that's
people,
it. That's
yeah,
that's the tricky thing as well. Is like, it's almost like people that don't do those things are boring,
yeah, that's
right?
right. And that's it
So you're
becomes
like,
all that you
oh,
know because you look in and you're like, these are
this
lames
is
because
shit. It's like,
my level is
yeah,
different.
yeah.
But you find the
And
fun.
you just keep thinking that, and you just
Yeah.
keep sort of drawing that to
Yeah,
you,
you do. And
even with the
you
people
find
that
the fun in different
really
things. Like
don't.
you find out, you think, why did I stop? Like, why exactly did I stop taking substances? Is it because I want to get really fit? Is it because I want to be strong? Is it because I want a good future? Well, then that desire for that, whatever it is that made you stop, there'll be a reason. If you can
Yeah,
use that, that's the seed of what it is that is to make you very successful, right? Like that's the thing that if I got this, guys who look in who do substances, if you become a success, they'll still think you're lame now. Because to them, you're not fun. Like you're not doing this, you're not doing that. But your reference point
yeah,
has to change, right? It has
yeah,
to change. Like it has to grow with you. If you're used to be a criminal and now you see people who are like, you're like, oh, I want to go in the straight and narrow. I got a job now. Everyone who's a criminal looks to you and like, this guy's what a fucking dumbass. Like, why is he like working? He's got a boss
yeah,
now. Like he could have just like sat in jail forever and just sold dope. But I mean, that's the walk that everyone has. That's the hardest one, right? It's hard to change because everyone draws you back, like pulling you back, being like, and you draw yourself back because you're like, actually, like these people are lame. Workers are lame, so therefore I can never get a job. It's the same thing. Like you become your own, you work it to yourself. But again, like something made you stop, and that reason for what it is, you keep drawing on it and be like, it's just choosing yourself, right? Because you realize that you saw it enough. You probably saw the outcomes of people who were doing it. It gets worse and worse. Like it's fun. Then you start to get the negative outcomes. Then you start to go down the road and people are addicted. Like you see people can get badly injured. People start fucking overdosing. Like it's not uncommon that people die around.
yeah,
People have injuries, fights, bullshit, prison, jail, arrests. It's not much fun. And then the financial cost and the future financial cost. It takes a lot of credit, like, a lot of strength to be able to say, I've seen enough. And I decided that I've seen enough of it. I've lived enough of it, right? This isn't theory. And also you can help people, right? Because it's not fucking easy to get off that shit. And then you help people by being someone who doesn't just speak about it. You've actually done it. I
mm,
did this and now these are the results. This is the direction that I went in versus, I'm just telling you what you should do, but I'm not doing it myself. And it's a lonely road, right? That's why a lot of people can't stop because that loneliness is some people it breaks, right?
yeah.
Things drop.
Another tricky thing is like our friendship group kind of just occurred out
Yeah.
of that common interest, right? So
You
to
don't
like
know
you
how to,
say,
so you don't know how to make friends. Like you don't know how to
well,
do it.
I guess no, I don't because I've never
Yeah,
tried, never had to
that's
really
okay.
because
Yeah, I
we were
didn't
just in
either.
social
Yeah,
circles
yeah,
and that was that,
yeah.
So
I didn't
actually,
either.
I've got to like put myself out
Yeah,
there and
it's true.
design what I want to do,
Yeah,
and when I do that, that's going to put me in the same
sure.
group of the people that I actually want to be with, right? Because
Exactly.
I'm
A lot of us don't know
doing
how to
this
make
thing.
friends because we only made friends in school because we had to. We were there. Everyone's together, smashed together. So you have to make friends. You're at work, you're
Yeah,
smashed together. So you make friends. You're doing substances, you're in kitchens, you're smashed together. So you're hanging out in
yeah,
clubs, whatever. But they're not a deep, it's not a deep friendship because the only connection is the substance. It's a deep friendship when you're like, I don't have to hang out with you, but I choose to. That's a deep connection. I mean, there's not really a lot of it. If you're like, I have a bag, well, then there's 1,000 friends. Like everyone wants to hang out, but they don't really want to be there for you. They're only there for the
mm,
substance. But it's like
yeah,
a lot of guys don't learn too that you see the guys that you think that you might gel with, and you have to reach out to them. Like it seems dumb, like it seems like a little fruity or something. Like you go to the gym and you're like, oh, this guy seems like he'd be cool to train to. I'm just going to say hello Guys, we
Mm.
know how to hit on chicks and be like, like talking to chicks and be like, I want to fuck this chick or hang out or whatever. But we don't realize that with dudes too, we have to like signal for what it is that we would like to be a friend. I have these attributes, like these are the direction that I want to go with. I'm designing my own potential friendship circle. I'm just getting exposure to different people. Even on Instagram, it can be one thing. I like someone does this sort of business and I just comment on the thing that like, oh, good job, man. Like I'm not doing it because I want to be their buddy or whatever, but I'm trying to get in that circle. Over time,
Mm.
we become a little bit closer, and then people see that I want to be in that circle, and then over time, I actually get into that circle. It's a circle I chose instead of the circle that kind of just come to me because we were all just there, like all in the kitchen together. Essentially, that's
Yeah.
pretty much how it happens. But yeah, you have to choose it, and you also have to yeah, it's humbling, right? And people never learn. Like everyone can understand to hit on a chick. Like there's Tinder, there's the shit, but guys don't really know how to make friends. Join different groups, different communities you can have and actually find people who are near you. There's meetup events and things that people do if you whatever industry that you want to move into. There's I would be quite focused on like meeting people who are in whatever field I want to be in or that I am already in. I would have friends more in the financial side as well. Difference between some friends are just networking and acquaintances, but it's still nice to have those, right?
Yeah,
It's nice to
sure.
be exposed to new things as well. And also I wouldn't feel any shame about where you were. Like just because you're in certain rooms and things like that, don't think that I don't want to I want to hide my past or I wouldn't get too far into it. But don't think that you don't deserve to be there because a lot of people actually can really relate to stories like that. I know a lot of people who are successful millionaires that do blow nearly every day. I've been that guy. So a lot of people can really relate that there's a massive substance problem at the bottom and at the top.
Right.
It's really kind of everywhere, right? So it doesn't discriminate. So I mean it's a big thing. People can relate. And then also, yeah, I think that it takes a lot of courage to stop. And then you realize the reason you stop. And then just design your friend group, your future. Like you're around, you see people online, you're like, oh, he seems pretty cool. Like, who is he? Like, what does he do? I
Mm.
might say hello or like, write on his comment, be like, well done, man. Things like that. That's really it. Like that. That's all. Because then others see it who are in that circle and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? And then you get in their orbit, they start to think about it. And then guys are really easy to, because like if a dude talks to you, it's unusual, like kind of unusual. Where you're like, oh, so it's cool. You're like in the gym, someone comes up and they're like, oh, can you give me a spot? You're not going to be like, get fucked. Guys are pretty forgiving, right? We're pretty easy to.
Yeah.
You just show an interest in what they do, and the guy's like, oh, we both like bench press. Like it's not really that complex. Like a lot of guys are like, oh, we're both in sales. It's not like trying to vet with a chick. And then you just
Yeah.
go from there, right? And then you get used to like you see what people do normal. Like what do normal people do when they hang out? If you've only ever hung out and partied, you don't know, right? You don't know that normal people hang out and do like, the gym, the same thing, gym, talk, fucking lunch, hang out and do like they might play PlayStation games. Fucking they do like board like dudes do all that shit. 10-pin bowling, like paintball. They like all of that, like just go-karts, cars. There's a lot of things that you can do. Just talking, guys, like hanging out, camping. There's a lot of shit that people like. But when you're actually doing things in the real world, other than sitting up late, it's more fulfilling as well, I think.
Nice one. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it,
No,
Stephen.
great,
Honestly,
man. Yeah, keep pushing. You're doing very well, and it takes a lot of courage to stop, man. So you should always give yourself some credit when you stop and you're like, "Well, I've done something that's difficult." Right? It's not easy to it's easy to make the decision and be like, "I should stop," but it's really hard to stop, right? And then stay stopped.
mm,
So good
yeah,
work, man.
no, yes, appreciate it.
Stay strong, bro. Keep pushing. Any more? Kevin, you want to jump in? How you going?
Nah, man.
No.
There is something I want to talk
Yeah,
about.
jump in.
Thank you for your time, man, and thanks for all the content.
Good to
So,
see you, bro.
I want to touch on the thing you were talking about the job. So,
Yep.
I'm 35 now, and I started a new job about 9 months ago for a
Yep.
company in my local area. And for the past 2 years, I've been learning AI, and I started an AI agency about a year ago.
That's cool.
And just in the past week, I got called into a pretty big meeting
Yep.
with the IT department of the company I work for, and I'm being brought on to this little black ops team to
Yeah.
kind of start like bringing AI
Yeah.
into the company
Which
and
is cool.
integrating
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but I don't feel like it's a win.
Okay.
Like I feel like I can't celebrate that
Yeah.
accomplishment because I've been so like focused on trying to build my business
Yep.
that I just feel like that celebration isn't like it's not there. You
Yep.
know, like I just feel like I can't celebrate it because it's not the win I'm looking for.
Yep.
What would you say about that,
What's the
man?
thing within yourself? You don't feel like you're fulfilled from this, or is this a pattern? Like, is this something that is coming from the past as well? Does it come with any perks though? Is it something where you're like, you get a better outcome? Do you get more salary? Does it give you social proof that helps your secondary business for AI? It probably does, right?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Now it will in time.
Yeah.
They haven't said anything
Yeah.
about, a new like job title or like a salary that'll come with it
Yeah.
yet, because it's just like a
Yeah.
test
Yeah.
run
I
to see
understand.
like
Yeah.
what kind of wins. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like what
Yeah.
kind
Of
of
course.
wins we can implement.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to feel about it
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
but I
like
think it sounds like you've got a position of being skeptical. Do you trust them? Do you think that they're going to actually have a good outcome for you, or do you think that it's not worth celebrating? I don't know why you wouldn't think it's worth celebrating, because it sounds like, it's a potential, like a pilot, like a study, it can go further. Maybe it doesn't, but it shows that obviously that you're capable, right? The fact that they come to you, you must be competent in the field. I mean, I doubt that they would come to you if they don't know what the fuck you're doing. So it kind of, as much as it kind of proves concept for what it is that you're already doing, right?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess the reason like why is because I feel like I should be further along than I
Yeah.
am at
Yeah.
35, and I'm not like, the whole six figures
Yeah.
and, all that. Like I'm not making that money
Yeah.
yet. And I thought that the business would make it
Yeah.
before this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like how you said, like, you can't, be mad at yourself for being in a job instead
Yeah.
of like being the boss.
That's right.
But in my mind, I've kind of programmed myself to
Yeah.
want to be the boss and
Yeah.
have that business,
Yeah, but you're
and I've
running
just
them,
not
you're
got
running like but you're running them in hybrid, right? Like you have one that can build the other. One can be social proof for the other. Just because you're an employee, I mean, that can become the testimonial later. That's the thing. One feeds the other, right? Eventually, you might be able to get a ton of customers from something like this, or just social proof where they turn around and they're like, yeah, this guy really fucking nailed this. Like in the AI space, I mean, that can scale really well. You have competency. I mean, the fact that they come to you to run it, I think that this might be you might be too hard on yourself. I think it's probably likely the case. Not celebrating wins is one thing, but then also not, even now, it's, this like, it seems like a pattern of you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. And I understand pressure is not necessarily a bad thing, but pressure can become very toxic. And also, it's like, it's something's trying to grow, and then you're like kind of constraining it. And it can be kind of like yourself, like you're growing and expanding, but you're too critical on yourself. I would believe it's likely true. I think affirmations are powerful, essentially where it is that you're like, yeah, I'm proud of myself. Like the fact that they come to me, it means that I'm competent in this field. And the fact that, this could become something. I'm not going to sit there and say that I'm not going to build my other business, because maybe it doesn't amount to shit, but it kind of proves concept that you must be capable enough in this field, which means that there's a level of momentum there. But also to understand, like everything starts out as like a seed, right? Like everything starts out momentum. The first step is the first step, right? To build $1 billion company starts as a first step like this. Like someone pilot studied something that I was working on, and then eventually it did well, or I acquired a bunch of customers, or they just said that my product was good, or that I was competent in this field. There's many ways to kind of win. And also the employee thing is not necessarily a bad thing. But also some people are better employees. Like that, I'm not an amazing fucking boss myself, because I don't like to do all of the stuff that's related to the boss. I don't enjoy it. I like to be on and make content and, film and yeah, essentially, be creative and do all of the things. Like I'm more of the Steve Jobs. I like to innovate and think of new things and things that could work, but I don't like to run the business at all. And I'll be sometimes being able to identify that is fine. So really, I mean, if someone else ran my business and I did everything else, that would be better for me. I wouldn't, but also to understand, I don't like the boss terms necessarily. Like obviously you have a boss and that they're your leader, but men take that poorly. Just because he's your boss, I mean, it doesn't mean that necessarily that he's better than you, in that sort of regard. Or it doesn't mean that some people like to be a boss too, because they like to tell people that they're the boss. It feels better. Like I'm running my own thing and I'm the boss there and I do this and I do that. But that can be a present of itself. Like it's better to be an employee for someone else where you make 200K a year than it is to be your own boss where you make 50K a year or 100K a year. It's just the case for it. And it also is nothing to be like, there's still, still got to get satisfaction from the W's, even if it's something that's like still unfolding. You don't know how big it could be. And also, you don't want to pressure it or get unrealistic expectations. But you should do good affirmations. You know, I mean, the ones in the morning you wake up, I'm working hard. Like, am I really working hard though? I mean, I would assume that you're doing like 12 hours a day. If you're not, well, then you need to be fucking working harder. You know, and it's unfortunate. I wish that I could come in and tell guys that, you know, if you weren't exactly where you wanted to be, that you can work 6 hours or 8 hours, but I mean, you can't. You just can't. You have to do, it doesn't mean 12 hours sitting there every second, but you need to do, like, it needs to be a constructive 12 hours, not necessarily of work, but like gym, good eating, journaling, good thing with women that can also slot into the time frame if some people want it. Like I'm building a relationship over time with my family, but also work. It needs to be 12 hours of constructive time in your waking time. Constructive time
Mhm.
can be like religion, like someone's like, oh, I read the Bible and shit. It's still constructive for them. I mean, it's bettering who they are, it's at least for them. But I
Yeah.
believe it needs to be 12 hours of constructive time, which sounds like it is that you're doing. But again, make sure that you celebrate the W's because again, like gratitude is important. And if you aren't, because maybe you're replacing them with some level of negative self-talk, maybe the negative self-talk goes deeper. Maybe you sit there and you're like, at 35 years old, you know, I don't have what it is that I should have. And maybe it goes deeper and you're like, it's because I'm not good at this, or because I fucked this up, or because someone was right when they said that I fucked this up. And you can beat yourself up a bunch. And I find beating yourself up, it actually attracts the outcomes that you uh, really don't want. You know, you like beat yourself up and then you wonder why shit falls over. It's almost
Mhm.
like you draw it in because you think that this is the outcome that it should be. You know, my mom or dad told me I was never going to be a millionaire, so now if I make any money, I just piss it away. It's just can be simple as that. Like something, you know, some people are fat or whatever, and they're like, you know, people called me fat as a kid, so I just keep eating shit and make sure that they were in fact right. Like I beat myself up now. You have to, yeah, the negative self-talk, you got to check it. And it comes out with everyone, right? But also a big thing is you got to watch what you are absorbing. If you're absorbing
Mhm.
content where it makes you feel like you're not shit, then you can't really absorb it because it's like it's attaching to like a negative point, like it becomes a toxic relationship. They're reinforced, like guys telling you guys like you're brokies and things. Don't watch that stuff. Like it doesn't help you at all. Like it doesn't help you to feel like a loser. Like it doesn't. But that doesn't motivate people. Like telling them that they're losers in comparison, it doesn't do you very well at all. You know, at a growing enough scale, like everyone's a loser compared to someone else. Like, I mean, if you're building a business, you can build $1 million company, and Musk can be like, "You're a fucking loser." Like, of course. I mean, but everyone is running their own race. Like, you're in your own race. Like, you're not racing me, and Matt seem like we are. Maybe where there's still a finite amount of resources. Maybe it could be a case, but there's enough resources that me and you can win. Like, there's enough resources in AI that everyone, thousands of people can make millions of dollars, and it doesn't affect shit. There's enough resources in AI realistically that, like, 100,000 people can make like $1 million, and it doesn't. Like, it won't affect the actual market because the market for AI will be trillions as well. But yeah, that's the thing. But celebrating the W's where you do, like writing them down, like what am I proud of myself for today? Like a lot of you, you're not proud of yourself for shit, like really at all. Like you go to the gym, you do shit, you don't even celebrate it. You're just like, oh, I'm only benching like 70 kilos. Like I should probably be doing like 200. But then you're watching shit that's like really negative, like poisonous that they're not you. Like they haven't overcome the story in life that you had. It's not to you're running your own race. And again, you're in one body, so you better start to like that person that's in the mirror. You better start to realize that it's just you and him. Like really it is. So if you're your own critic or you're someone who isn't fully supportive of yourself, life's going to be very fucking hard for you. Like you're an enemy in your own body. Like you're a competitor. I'm competing with myself because I don't really like myself that much. I don't think that I do enough. But sometimes it might be honest. Maybe you are slacking off. But if you're working fucking hard, then you are in fact doing enough. But yeah, affirmation's powerful, like writing down things I'm proud of myself for today. Maybe I'm not proud of myself for shit. And then if I'm like, now I have a reason to be like, okay, I'm not doing enough. Like I skipped gym.
Mhm.
I didn't train. Like I ate like shit. I didn't even work today. I sat and jerked off all day or just watched Netflix. I'm not really proud of myself today. And now I look in and I'm like, okay, now I know what I need to focus on. I'm rightfully not proud of myself. But if you're actually moving in the direction where you're like, what have I accomplished in the last year? Have I actually had
Yeah.
any traction? If I look back at myself 5 years ago, am I ahead of that man 5 years ago? Doesn't mean that you're like a multi-millionaire. It's am I ahead of the man 5 years ago than I am now? Is this self-development study and work that I'm doing actually paying any dividend, or is it giving me a worse outcome? Because sometimes it can be a worse outcome because some people confuse being entertained with being like educated or entertained with being like progression. Just because you've absorbed a bunch of information, if it hasn't actually bettered your life, it's not progression. Information doesn't, it should be producing an outcome. I'm learning about women and now I have a woman, or I'm learning about women and now I can, at least talk to them. I'm learning about gym and I'm stronger in the gym. I'm learning about business and I built a business. So I'm in the process of building one. But I mean, I wouldn't be upset. Like, this is a proof of concept that you're moving in the right direction, that someone's noticed your work. I mean, if you were shit and you didn't know what the fuck you were doing, they wouldn't have noticed your work. They wouldn't have even asked you to be involved. They would have been like, don't ask this guy. He has no clue what he's doing. So the fact that they did, it's something to celebrate. And everything starts out tiny, but just I would say be good to yourself, right? And I would say that you're moving in the right direction. And it sounds stupid, but write down things that you are in fact proud of yourself for. I'm doing well. Doesn't mean that, like, again, it doesn't mean that I'm at top of the world, but I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I inherited this life. Maybe I didn't have a great life. So, I mean, I'm building one. Some people, like I
Yeah.
said, some people started the race like fucking a millionaire already, or like they were in a private school, or their parents were great, or they had an easy life, and they start the race 100 meters ahead of you, and you might have started fucking 500 meters behind, right? But you're still running your own race, right? Doesn't mean that you don't run. You're still running, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a competition. You're just you against you. But I'm sure that you're doing very well. And AI is great. Like, you should congratulate yourself that you had the like you noticed that there was an opportunity there. 2 years ago is a long time. Like, you got to celebrate the thing of being like, I was pretty early on AI, really. I mean, a lot of people
Yeah.
now are like, let's build an AI company, but I mean, it's like, it's not late. I mean, I think it's going to be a massive sector, maybe like 2028, 2029. But it's certainly later than 2 years ago. So I mean, these proof of concepts things that can become bigger, would be good to you. And if it's a pattern of emerging of like, that you don't like celebrate your wins, or that you criticize yourself, you should write down. Negative self-talk will ensure that you don't actually get good outcomes. So get to the bottom of it, and generally getting to the bottom of it is writing down. So you write column list. What do I like about myself? And what qualities am I proud of? Like, what am I like a thing too. Another one that does well is you write a column down for what do you think, like, your friends and things. Why do you think that they like you? Guys often don't even fucking know. And then as soon as they start to look in, it makes them uncomfortable. They're like, I don't
Mhm.
like to it makes me uncomfortable to be like, I don't want to brag. Guys, they don't like that. Like, I don't want to I don't want to have a big head here. Those are bad things. You got to write down and you got to identify the qualities because you strengthen them. Like, these are qualities that people look in and I'm smart and I try hard and I work fucking hard. They can be your strengths, right? Or like, I'm a good listener. Like, my friends can come to me with fucking anything and I don't judge them. My friends can come in. They're still my friends if they tell me that they, drinking too much or like they're gambling or whatever. I don't turn my back on them and tell them to get fucked. I support them. I'm trying hard in the gym, like I'm watching my health. I'm being fit. I work hard. I don't do wrong by people. I support the people that support me. Lots of things that are good. And it can be at first it can be hard for people to write down the things that they like about themselves, or that others like about themselves, or things they're proud of, or stories or wins they've had. Some people, like, they forget they couldn't even write down any wins that they've had in their life because to them they're not a
Mhm.
big enough win. They're like, oh, this isn't a big win, really. Like, I didn't make $1 billion.
Yeah.
But everything acknowledging the small wins is how they actually become bigger wins. It's all level by level. Like, there are levels to everything, right? Like, there are many, many people that to me come here and be like, oh, this guy's a brokey. It's just, there are levels to everything. And if you're only ever looking at from the top, well, then it's going to be hard to reach it yourself because you have to love and accept every level of yourself. Doesn't mean that necessarily that you're stuck there. Like again, loving yourself doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you've done the wrong thing. It doesn't also mean that you're not also a shit person from time to time. It doesn't mean that you don't have things that you're not proud of, but you still love yourself as you are. And you're bettering yourself all of the time. So again, the same story, like loving yourself, qualities that I love. It sounds stupid and silly, but if you don't accept yourself, then no one will, right? You lead yourself, and then those are really powerful things. That's for building like real confidence. Confidence is not necessarily attached to your achievements. Like just because you wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm not a millionaire today, therefore I'm not confident. Because then your confidence is only attracted to how rich you are. Like your confidence only comes in if you have all of these achievements. Because what happens if they disappear? It's like having a hot chick and you're like, I'm really confident because she thinks that I'm cool enough to date me. But now I'm single and now I don't feel very good. Like now my validation
Mhm.
was coming externally. Your validation has to come internally, which is generally I had this challenge and I overcome it, or I'm working through this challenge. I've had these things happen and I never quit, and I'm not going to quit now. I'm going to find a way to make it work. Things like that. These are realizations you have when you're journaling or doing affirmations, or they're just how you build like real confidence. Your confidence can't
Mhm.
come from exterior achievements either, like exterior wealth, or I only feel like the man if I have a big company, or I only feel like I'm like, I'm doing well if I have this, because I'm only it falls back to this. I'm only worthy of love, and self-love is another if I do X. And that's those are the harsh things to fall into, specifically for guys, because then again that becomes a prison. You're stuck there, right? If anything slides or anything like that, the people fall into like a crisis because their identity was tied to I was a boss, and now I'm not, and now I don't know how to fucking do anything. I can't function. So that's my take on that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it,
Yeah,
Stephen.
good man.
Thanks for
Keep going,
everything,
Kevin.
man.
Good to speak to you, man. Keep pushing.
Thank you. Likewise, man.
Cheers, brother. What's up, Andre? How are you? Good to see you, man. What's going on?
Hello, good, good.
What's going on, bro?
Thank you. You helped me before.
Nah, good to see you, man.
I have a quick,
Yeah.
yeah. I moved 2 years ago to a big city in Spain
Yep.
alone to myself, but after 2 years, I kind of got emotionally tired about all of this craziness, drugs,
Yeah.
polygamy, and so on. And I decided to move back to Romania to a small
Yep.
city. And my fear is how fucked I am because I don't think I have too many growth opportunities there.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
can
What
this
do
be
you what do you usually do? Like what do you do for work or anything like that? Growth opportunities with network or exposure or financial? Like what
like
do you
personal growth,
Yep.
meeting girls.
Yeah.
I'm working remote.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a data engineer with the in the AI
Okay.
space.
Nice, nice. That's
Yeah,
good.
I'm more into sports. Yeah, I didn't do too much partying.
Yeah.
That's why I said to try what's
Yeah.
happening here.
And now
Yeah,
you've tried the opposite, right? Like you went from one extreme to the other.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, you went from one extreme to the other. And I think that your solution to essentially like saying no and not partying, doing things was just to remove yourself from the situation rather than, again, like develop the kind of discipline, the intent to be like, I'm going to be around that environment and I'm not going to do it, which is one thing. I mean, it's obviously worked, but now, like you say, like it's restricted your growth opportunities. Not just restricted your growth opportunities, you haven't passed the challenges that you were presented with. Like you're presented with a challenge that I'm here and I need to like conquer my environment. My environment can be this. Just because you're removed from it doesn't mean that those desires and things can't resurface. Like you haven't really conquered it, right? And the girls and things.
I did that. I did that for 1 year,
Yeah.
and I said I can do this discipline life back home too.
Yeah.
So I said let's try it.
Yeah. Well, that's good
But
then.
it's no problem for me
Yeah.
to stop.
That's
But
good.
I don't see why to stay here if I'm not doing any of this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess though now you have the opposite problem, right? Like we are not exposed to new ideas. You're not going. I mean, being in a small town or a village, I think it's good for the people that live there. But I mean, it's the same thing, right? Like you're not really going to be exposed to too many new ideas. People who come in who are doing certain fields or networking opportunities are going to be mostly online. Meeting girls and things from the village or things like that. Also, I'm not against the idea, but I mean, you can end up with people that also They don't have a very expanded mind. They're just used to living in the village. Doesn't mean they're bad or anything like that. They just can't imagine it when you're like, oh, I was in Spain. They're like, oh, I haven't really left my city like or town ever. So I don't know really so much. So when you talk to them, you can be like, okay, that we can be quite different, where the mind is
Exactly, yes.
different. Doesn't mean they're dumb or anything like that. They're just different, right? They've lived mostly in a smaller bubble, and you've been outside of that and kind of come back, and they can find that interesting and things like that. But it can be hard to relate. And from your perspective, it can be hard to feel like satisfied intellectually and things like that, I would believe as well, which can be a problem because it feels like there's a gap that also really can't be filled because they don't have the life experience, they don't have the exposure, like they haven't been out there. So it can be restricted in that regard of finding something for the long term. You know, the idea of like, that's why I don't understand the idea of like guys say they're going to meet a girl in the village or something, like doesn't mean shit. Like just getting a girl from there doesn't mean anything because you don't have shared experiences. Like your reference points are not going to be the same. You've traveled the world, you've done things, like you've been around. She doesn't done a lot of that stuff. I mean, if you're going to take her out of the village and then move her into a new area, maybe that could be interesting. But it also has its own issues where she has adjustment. She can have adjustment problems. Like if she's coming from a really small place and then she's in Marbella or something, it can be a complete like cultural collision. But I think that, I mean, it sounds like you're kind of making your own decision where do you think maybe one extreme to the other, the solution might be in the middle? You know, you've gone from one partying or being in a party environment, but it's still, I mean, it shows discipline to be able to stop, right? It shows that you can pull up, you can control yourself. You're not unsafe to be in that environment. Like you're still in control of yourself and your urges or whatever. You're still, you know, you're not a slave to your desires, which is powerful. But sounds like maybe you calibrated the other way, and now you're like, maybe I need to meet in the middle. Maybe I need to meet somewhere that's not, you know, an extreme, but also sitting in the middle there because now I have exposure. If I want, you know, if I want to meet people, I can go out and do things, and there's people in my fields, and you know, there's people coming through. That it's more of a city, right? Like Warsaw or something to me is like that's a big city, but it's still not like a huge city. So I quite like it like that. And it's also not I like Warsaw, but it's not really a complete degenerate city either. It's not there's like if you want to be a tech IT guy, there's a lot of tech guys. If you want to be, you know, sitting in the church, there's a lot of churches there. If you want to party, there's party, but it's not like completely in your face. It's not why people just solely go there. So it's a big city. I mean, like a middle city is probably like what, like Krakow, something like that. But I don't know if I like that so much because it's more of the. I think there's a lot of tourists and things going there. But yeah, something more in the middle might be worth checking out. Seem like you're smart enough, so I don't think that you're going to have any issues. Seems like you kind of already made your own decision that you probably think that that might be the right choice. Doesn't sound like you got a lot of reasons to stay there, right? It sounds like you can pretty much
Yeah.
pack up at any time. You're smart enough, you know, you seem healthy. You got a fucking good head on your shoulders. So I mean, you don't want to waste that time, you know, that you know, the opportunities of the like you say, like it's not just being around girls and things, it's like you say, like networking, you bump into new people, you meet new ideas, like you're bumping into them and they're like, oh, I'm working on this project or I'm working on this new field or we're doing this, and you're like, there might be something here. Like it's someone, it's a peer, right? Like someone who's doing whatever the fuck you're doing on your level versus I go to the local pub and no one is doing anything that I know about. Like none of them, I'm not getting any new information here. Like my only information
Yeah.
is coming through online. I think that's crippling, right? Like I think the best thing is to be like a harbor where a lot of ideas come through you. So you are in a city or somewhere where you're just exposed to a lot of shit happening. Like you look up, there's a lot of things that you're meeting a lot of different types of girls, so you can vet. Like you can see what you don't want. Like you actually see a bunch of girls. So I mean, you're dating or whatever. So you're like, I don't know, I don't like this girl, but I actually want this in a woman. But you've experienced it versus it's all theoretical otherwise. Like you haven't actually experienced it. Like when someone in a small town talks about, you know, I don't, big cities are fucking dumb and all of this, but they've never been there. They don't know. It's just they haven't lived it. Like living it is different. Like when you talk to people and it's theoretical, it's different than when you've actually been there and done it because now you know that you like it or you don't like it. So I think the solution was probably in the middle. You're smart, dude. You know, you can in fact do it, and you got the discipline, and it might be time to kind of get out of the cave and go out there.
Yeah. And 30, it's old or it's more cope. I mean, I can change it again.
Yeah, 30 is fucking young,
So
bro. Like 30 is fucking young, man. I was my first time I become a millionaire was like 30. And then now I'm 40 and I think 40 is still fairly young. I mean, it depends what it wants though. By like 35 or something, I think you have to have a pretty good idea of what you want. Like you have to have a vision, right? Like, I want a long-term chick and now I can't be a fuck boy. Like I'm having to get a little bit serious. Like we love to do that with women where we're like, they need to get serious, but 30s, like mid 30s, you have to get serious. Like with work is another, if you're like in your 30s, 35, you're like, haven't really invested. Now I need to get serious because like, eventually I'll be 50 and 60 and now I have, 20 years to secure my wealth, as it were. So you have to get more serious about that. But yeah, 30 is still young, man. You're still fit, you're in shape. You're not 30 that's has health problems and all of that. So you got a lot of leeway there. But you got the freedom, right? Freedom is powerful. You have the ability to be mobile and just pack up and do whatever the fuck you want. So I mean, that's both the blessing and the curse, because if you don't use it, if you're sitting in a place where you're not happy, but you have the opportunity to be anywhere you want, then it's a waste. So I think that that's the right decision for it. I think you get a good outcome.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Andre. Good to see you, man. Talk to you soon, bro. Good to see you. All right, lads, I'm probably going to wrap it up here, but great to see you guys. It was great to come on and talk to all of you. And as always, I appreciate the Sundays. I really enjoy them. It's good to talk to you and see what it is that's going on. Yeah, be fucking like a lot of you, like, again, it's the same story. Like, you need to be proud of where you're at. Like, that's the thing that keeps coming up. Like, be proud of where you're at. Understand that, I mean, you see each other and you often see the same sort of a thing, like the same sort of an idea. You're all hungry, which is why you're here, but you need to be hungry, but also like, like satisfied with the results that you're getting, because everything starts small. Like really it does. Like a lot of life is just, I'm hanging in there and I'm hanging in there and I'm keeping on throwing up shots because eventually one of them will, like luck will find me because I've thrown up enough shots. Luck finds you on a big enough surface area. Like you've thrown up a fucking ton of shots and then over a period of time, and then eventually one really hits where you're like, wow, that was life changing. It's the same thing with Andre, like just being in the right place though helps. Like being around people who are in fact lucky helps. Like being around new ideas, being around people that are innovating, being around just someone that you can meet can change your whole life. Like it's true. Like I mean, it's happened for me. Like I've met people before where like they've just given me one decision or one outcome, or something bad has happened, but it has in fact changed my life in a way that was good. But it would have only happened around people. Like being around people, they're like people are a multiplier. Like one time or whatever, like 1 + 1 is 2. But with people, it's a multiplier. Like the people actually multiply the outcome. They really do. Like it can multiply it to the downside, like where it can in fact be a really negative outcome with more people around, but they can also multiply it to the upside. Like if you have a good business and you have a lot of staff that are also adding value to the business and helping it scale, they're a multiplier. It's the same thing within your life. You're around an area where people are like making millions of dollars. You're around an area where people are making a few hundred K a year, or you're around guys that are making 10K a month, and you start to see and learn what are things that they're doing that you yourself can either emulate. What are their behaviors? Like what do they do? If you're not around them or you don't know anyone that's doing well in anything, you're going to have a really hard time. Or all your reference points are online. It's a lot harder because you've never seen it when it's online, like you've never seen it. It's different when you see someone in person and they're doing the thing that you yourself can do. Because you look at them and you're like, they're just like me. Online, you don't know because you're not really with them. And then one day that can break a part of your brain where, like, a lot of you will be smarter than people that are making millions of dollars a year. You just you might not be working in the right direction, or you might not think that it's possible for you, and then it can, in fact, it really is possible for you. But when you're around it and you experience it, it changes the thing. But yeah, thanks for coming in, guys, and good to speak to you. And yeah, stay strong. See you next week.
Thanks, Stephen.
Love you, man. Cheers.